Nicolas Cage. So many movies. Sometimes there's rage, and sometimes there's boobies. Adam Harvin, and an unsuspecting guest. And you gonna watch what's coming up next.
Welcome to the Cage Against the Machine podcast. I am your host, Adam Harvin. Today's guest, we have comedians Dustin Goss and Nick Harvey.
What's up?
How we doing?
All right, we're going to be watching the 2009 PG action adventure animation G-Force. And this one isn't actually starring Nick Cage, but Zach. We got a star-studded cast: Zach Galifianakis, Will Arnett, Penelope Cruz,
All right.
and
Right on.
Nick Cage will pop up in here as a mole, I believe, at some point. So that's going to be
All
fun.
right. Moles and guinea pigs, hell yeah.
I should probably take this. Maybe cut out the bitches part because I think YouTube censors you if you cuss in the first 10 minutes. But I also
well, I think
like
it's the
leave it
first
in there
minute,
because
yeah.
I'm gonna cuss in the first 10 minutes, so it don't matter.
Yeah, man, you
It
know.
do be like that.
It
We're gonna
definitely
turn
be
this
that way.
PG movie into straight R, and then. One thing, if y'all are watching this, hit the like button, comment on it. We're getting 40, 50 views every podcast. I have no idea who's watching this fucking thing. It's probably hate watching. They're probably going to get a lot of fuck you in the comments.
Other individuals just as deranged and devoted to Nick Cage as we are.
Yeah, it may be foreigners. I have no idea. I know Ghost Rider had a ton of people from India or something. That's the only time I've ever actually
They don't understand the movie, and it's better for them.
Well, so it was before YouTube started doing visual copyright strikes, so they could actually watch the movie with the subtitles off of our TV. So I'm thinking they might have just pirated it, and we just got a shitload of views for helping them pirate it.
You know what?
But now I have to kind of cover the screen because, especially on this, because it's a Disney movie. But they started doing visual copyright strikes on YouTube too.
Disney will send hitmen after
Oh
you.
yeah,
dude. They'll put you in the cryogenic freezer, dude.
Oh yeah,
Walt will own you.
Yeah, Walt probably has his own little SS department. A group of German freaking
They just got mouse ears on their arms.
some Hitler Youth people will come up, show up at your
All
door.
grown up, just working at Disney now.
Listen
Yeah.
here, ho.
Oh,
You're coming with us, ho.
dude, what was that on? I think it was on the regs. Dan Soder was doing. Oh no, it was Winnie the Pooh. He was doing Winnie the Pooh eating cum. And was doing Tigger and all of them's voice. It was hilarious. Yeah, that's one thing that if you can do that really well, then you can't. But it sucks if you're trying to do poor impressions.
Hey, I'm not.
But if you're a really good impressionist, it's oh, that's awesome. Because I was thinking about that too. Shane Gillis pretty much owns the Trump impression. Everybody else is dog shit.
I don't know.
You're
Jamie Foxx has a pretty good one.
Yeah, but I mean,
It does actually.
It's gonna be weird if he actually dresses up like Trump and tries to do one. Jamie Foxx can do almost everybody though. He's really good. Seen him do Denzel and and I've seen him do Chris Rock and shit. He does it spot on.
Yeah,
He's just
got a
the
lot
most
of talent.
talented human being ever though.
Yeah, if I had a fraction of what he had, boy, things would be so much different for Dusty.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, I'd find a way to fuck it up.
Yeah. Do y'all have anything you want to plug before we start the movie?
Turn that to you over there.
May 30th to June 1st, we're doing a festival, Flux in Hartman, Arkansas.
Oh yeah, dude.
There will be some musical artists, some arts, some crafts, and some comedians. Maybe some you are familiar with from the podcast. So stay tuned. There might be some breaking news.
There will also probably be people crafting drugs.
There will
in the parking
absolutely
lot.
be wookery afoot. Your boy is going to be right in the middle of it, so come join me. Yeah.
Dustin transforms into another being.
So I'm gonna be hosting at the Maddox Tap and Bar Room in Fort Smith, Arkansas. It's in the Bakery District on May 3rd. I'm going to be hosting, and I think we got Sue Bird as the feature and
awesome.
Sam Price as the headliner.
Nice.
Oh, heck yeah.
So
Nice.
get your tickets to that at Next Stop Comedy. The link, I believe, is at the Maddox Facebook page. You can get the tickets there. They do sell out most of the time. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it only holds like 80, 90 people. So it usually does sell out, and it is fun.
With that type of talent, I'd expect it to.
Yeah.
That's top tier
That's a
entertainment.
really good lineup right there.
All right, so we're going to get started. I'll give you a countdown, but before that, a word from our sponsors.
Does it feel like things are too much to handle? Like your life is just a lot of pain? Call the Boys Town National Hotline. They've helped hundreds of thousands of kids and parents. They know what to do to help you. Call toll-free, 1-800-448-3000.
All right, and we are back. This is on Disney Plus, by the way, so we're going to have to watch some commercials. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I don't know about y'all, but just the Disney intro just throws you back into your childhood, doesn't it?
So
That's
good.
the problem with it now, is we're adults with money, and the Disney music and shit still works.
A lot nicer than the Lion you had on VHS.
Yeah,
Blew
the
out
roar.
your speakers.
Yeah.
See, look at that. Nice little.
And we are getting all jacked up on hard Mountain Dew, and we have all taken edibles.
Absolutely.
Eatables.
This is the way.
Eatables for the I
It's WrestleMania weekend, baby.
I had to get out of the Fort Smith community page on Facebook. That thing is toxic as shit. My wife, like, something funny, like a friend of mine was like owning somebody on there, and I was like, all right, I got to follow this, and then followed the group so I could see him talking shit to this girl.
Yeah.
And then I had to get out of that group. Zach Galifianakis.
The Alma
fucked
one,
up his name. Big
The
time.
Alma one is wild. The only admin has basically gone rogue.
I don't even want to be in there because I know everybody in that one.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
And they know me. But there was, I'm sure it's going nuts about I guess a kid OD'd on an edible, like a 1-year-old.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
And they said the other, like, 3 or 4 kids had THC in their system too.
Yeah, I did see that. Not good. Not good.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Me either.
But I kind of believe it since I passed out face down ass up in the yard after a THC slushy incident.
I have been knocked on my ass by some edibles.
Oh, dude, I passed out. I didn't know that was possible either. But just don't smoke a blunt while drinking a THC slushy.
I kind of want to now. That sounds like a challenge.
Sounds like a fun afternoon.
I made it halfway to the house and then was like, and then I told my wife to just bring me a chair. I'm not getting up. So I'm just sitting in the backyard for a while.
Just
Smart
bask.
play.
I did Parker Willis's Puff Puff Laughing
Oh,
Chocolate
yeah.
a couple weeks ago, and
Shout out Parker Willis.
yeah, thank you for that. They had some trip juice,
Oh,
which
God.
was
They get
3 grams of mushrooms.
So I did my medical marijuana joke, and somebody brought me a THC suppository after the show.
Did you take it?
Yes, I did. It was weird.
I love your ass.
My wife took most of them. It is a weird feeling, because it is a different high.
It seems like it'd be more of a body high.
Yeah, for sure.
It's free.
Well, and you don't really get that. You're just like super calm, just chill. You're just like, you almost don't get head high. You're just like just super chilled the fuck out. So this is Super Spy Guinea Pigs.
Zach Galifianakis looks like the type of guy to talk to guinea pigs.
Yeah,
I mean, he looks like a human guinea pig.
They missed an opportunity to put. That's Nick Cage.
Oh boy.
He's doing a goofy accent too.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he signed on to this. He's like, I get to make up an accent.
Yeah.
What do moles sound like?
Yeah. Apparently, he talks like that, and Peggy Sue got married the whole fucking time.
That's true.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or was it that one or? Yeah, I think it was that one. He talks like that.
That's
Like,
so
for
weird.
no reason.
It's like a weird mix of that and a light British at the
Yes.
same time.
And he almost got fired from the movie that his uncle was directing because he would not stop doing that accent. And the main actress in that movie fucking hates him to this day because of that.
Well, I mean, he's committed. He has a vision. He sees it to the end.
Yeah.
They say genius is sometimes flawed.
I didn't
We are
think
gonna
we were
be
going to get.
so fucked up by the end of this movie.
I didn't think he was going to be playing it
These
that hard like that.
Damn guinea pigs.
Animated guinea pigs, real squirrel.
Yet, they missed an
mean-
opportunity for not having Richard Gere in this.
You know,
They should have just thrown stupid money at it.
I wasn't gonna go there.
It's Tiddlywinks.
Uh,
The South Park Tiddlywinks.
You know, this is what they're talking about indoctrinating the kids.
Yes.
I don't want my kids
Some
looking
bestiality.
at guinea pigs that way.
It's no coincidence
Well-
there's been an uprising in furries.
Well, that is what the deal with Lola Bunny on
Yeah.
Space Jam. I haven't watched the second one or whatever, but like as a child, you're like, yeah, that is.
I
they're
mean,
like,
I get it. You know what?
They are sexing up a rabbit here.
Who
But
framed
then
Roger Rabbit's
We got
classic.
plenty of that with Bugs Bunny too.
True. Bugsy had a little sex appeal himself there. Don't take no credit.
I don't know
away.
what he has on his nose, but Nick Cage, I think that counts as a prosthetic nose.
You know what? Yeah.
Yep.
He's just. I'll do this movie, but you got to give my guinea pig or my mole a prosthetic nose.
And
It's crazy the amount of famous people in here. So that Juarez is Penelope Cruz.
Is that Gary Oldman? No.
Bill Nye. Billy Nye?
Bill Nye?
Bill Nye? It's like Bill Nye with a Y at the end. I'm not sure. Like how Nick Cage is the IT guy.
A secret.
Movies that center around a computer chip are well. So we have Small Soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, the Home Alone 3
Yeah.
is all about a chip,
Yeah, that's a
It's-
call.
but it's all like the chip is the biggest bullshit ever, and they're like it's supposed to be like a magic chip that's just like
Fucking SD card.
Yeah.
Root takes down the
it's
global
so
economy.
it's so dangerous it can.
It's just a Nintendo DS SD card.
And then the spy movies, it's a hard drive instead of a computer chip a lot of times. I'm sure there's a Fast and Furious about a computer chip or like
A car chip.
yeah.
An O2 sensor.
I did like hear a rumor, or probably saw it on Facebook or something, that they're supposed to do another Fast and Furious that is like the first one that doesn't have all the fake going to space bullshit.
Yeah. I just want a race movie.
That's where they fucking ruined them, was making them. They made a movie for like car guys, and then basically they did make Point Break for car guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
and then they fucked it up by trying to make it into a Marvel's movie franchise or whatever.
Yeah. You know,
Not everything needs to
They
be a franchise.
well, that's the thing is that you'll have a success for one genre or one group of people that like it, and then they go, okay, let's make this mainstream now that we have a huge budget and just make everybody love these movies.
it's just insane to me that they made 10 of them.
Yeah,
Like,
it's all like It is pretty impressive how they weaved all the bullshit on the tenth or when to make it like go back in time and just randomly throw Jason Momoa in there like he was there the whole time.
Yeah, just
you're like
gratuitous Samoan action, you know.
That's what they call gaslighting.
Speckles. That's his
Nick
name,
Cage.
Speckles.
Yeah, Nick Cage is Speckles.
Great animal name.
What a dork. Alright, I'm already empty.
That fucking fly's name is Mooch.
Ooh, pineapple.
So, pineapple. Fruit punch. I was wondering, I was like, why don't they just make them regular fucking Mountain Dew flavors? But then I was like, that's probably a lawsuit waiting to happen if you do that. Dude, I had some of these in the fridge one time, and my mother-in-law was watching my son when he was like 3 or 4, and I just saw him walking through the kitchen with one in his hand. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, yeah.
You need a new babysitter.
Yeah, oh,
That's
dude,
definitely
for sure.
I
They're
definitely
older.
understand.
They're old enough now. They survived, but
Sure, yeah. Look, it builds character.
now my daughter, which I don't know if these are still a thing, but they made Bud Light popsicles for like one summer.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there was one in the freezer, and my daughter friggin' ate that popsicle, and I was like, "Hey, where'd that popsicle go?" And she's like, I ate it, and I was like, "Why?" And I was like, "'Cause it was beer." And she goes, "I thought that tasted funny."
God, I kind of got a bad taste just thinking about Bud Light. Ugh.
Yeah, that's right. I started to get some Miller Lights, and I was just like, I don't feel like drinking beer right now. I was like, I'm a little tired. I want some Mountain Dew.
This is a good call.
Let's change things up.
Yeah. Sometimes I just don't feel it, which I'm not a big drinker anyways. I didn't drink alcohol for like 10 years until I started comedy, and my dad was like, I think you should have a beer before you go on stage.
You know, it helps.
Yeah.
Hey, you might not want to be such a tight ass.
Yeah.
There's a very fine line between helping and hindering, though.
Boy,
Yeah.
at Nomads one time, they sell like the 32-ounce twisted tea or some shit. It's like 24 ounce or 32 or something. It's a big ass twisted tea, and they don't taste like they have alcohol in them. And I was like going like towards the end, and I freaking killed like that whole thing. And when I got on stage, I was like, I am fucked up. Tell you one thing, I got high on hookah one time at Ben's, and I should not have done that. That was weird before my set.
Really? See, I like hookah, but I've never experienced any. Like I always hear about the high, like a high that comes from hookah. I've never really gotten that.
I mean, it was just like a buzz, but I was just like kind of like fucking a little
Yeah.
little energetic and lightheaded at the same time, and I was just like, well, fuck, this is not. I said some wild shit.
Yes.
Afterwards, I was like, I can't believe I said that.
Then again, I'm a nicotine fiend, so like.
This one looks like a Ninja Turtle. Ow! Nick Cage
Don't
said,
smoke it.
ow!
Oh. Dude, I just told the kids don't smoke. You're gonna hit them with the gas? Come on.
Ghostbusters.
There's a bad
Those
precedent,
are,
Disney.
guinea pigs are one of those animals where I'm like, how did they ever live in the fucking wild? Like them and hamsters, you're like,
Well, without human intervention, they wouldn't survive.
yeah, they would. I mean, I guess because they live underground mostly, but
well, yeah.
I guess capybaras are the closest thing to like a big hamster.
yes. Apparently, they eat those in like South American countries and stuff. The capybaras.
Oh, yeah.
They probably do taste good.
They're pretty chunky.
yeah.
And they seem kind of dumb.
Yeah. I have seen videos where they're like climbing on alligators and caimans and shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, they might not taste good if alligators aren't eating them. Like,
Yeah.
J-Force.
But for the lazy hunter, it works.
what's your favorite Zach Galifianakis movie?
Probably The Hangover, I guess.
Yeah.
Boy, I think Out Cold. I like Hangover is good, but Out Cold is fucking
I
awesome.
haven't seen that one.
Dude, Out Cold is one of the funniest movies.
I don't think I've seen
It's
that.
an
either,
early
actually.
Zach Galifianakis, and it has the guy, which he was in one of these new documentaries that just came, the Hollywood Demons. Have you seen any of the? There's one about the Power Rangers that just came out, but it's called Hollywood Demons, and they do the dad from one of the like '80s TV shows, and then they did the Power Rangers.
Huh.
But the not Rick Moranis, Rick something, I can't think of his name, but he's the main character in Out Cold in this. But it's about a,
Hamsters got
you know,
their own
it's like your
Facebook.
classic snowboarding movie where like the mountain's getting bought out,
Oh, yeah.
but Zach Galifianakis and these dudes are doing shenanigans to try to get it not
Save
bought
it.
out.
Save the mountain.
Yeah. And
Gotta shred
what's
powder.
also funny is David Koechner's in it, who is,
Oh.
you know, he does the Grove pretty often.
Oh, yeah.
And my buddy Matt Farrell opened for David Koechner.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
And actually, like, I guess hung out with him the day, he stayed the night, Friday night, and then, like, hung out with him all day Saturday before the Saturday shows.
Sick.
So that was kind of cool. And it was, like, pretty, wasn't too far after, like, he's doing the Grove, and it was after that DWI video comes out. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
Where David Koechner's getting arrested for a DWI.
Oh.
How do you not throw out a whammy for the cops? Whammy!
Missed opportunity.
David Arquette is like the biggest douchebag to be successful.
Hey, listen, that's a WCW World Heavyweight Championship you're talking about right there, okay?
He is?
Put some... Yeah, David Arquette.
Or wait, no, Will Arnett.
Oh,
that's
okay.
what I meant. David Arquette is hilarious. Will Arnett. I got it backwards. Will Arnett. But so Nick Cage was married to Arquette's sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Patricia.
Oh.
Patricia Arquette.
Wow.
I can 7 degrees to Nick Cage pretty damn good. No, Zach Amico was saying something the other day, like, it was, David Arquette was in a wrestling match, and they were like, why are you doing this? Someone in the stands goes, why are you doing this? Are you broke? And he goes, I have friends money, bitch.
That's the best response.
I know, that was like in the middle of a wrestling match was like, what, the biggest fuck you. You're like,
He's good.
He has friends' money, but no friends left.
and Ready to Rumble, as stupid as it is like a entertaining, like, fun comedy movie.
It gave us... Oh.
Have you watched this special where he's sitting at the piano the whole time?
Where he's what?
Like, there's one where I think he's in like a New York comedy club or something. It's tiny, but he's at a piano, like doing songs and shit the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That almost sounds like he did when he played a pimp called Acid Yellow in fucking Sunny. If y'all haven't seen that movie, you need to watch it just for the ridiculousness of that one. Go back and watch that podcast. I think Kyle Gilbert was on that one with me, and it shows like a 60-year-old fat lady's titties. Like,
Sold.
James Franco's was banging this old lady. James Franco's a prostitute in the movie, and he falls in love with another prostitute.
Yeah.
Classic love
Dude,
story.
it's so that's
Unironically, James Franco looks like the type to fall in love with a prostitute.
well, so he was a prostitute also, but he was so that was the only movie that Nick Cage has directed.
Oh.
Oh.
He also pops up in there as a pimp named Acid Yellow,
Acid Yellow.
a gay pimp named Acid Yellow.
Oh, well.
Great character work there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he has a prosthetic nose in that movie as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the one you did with Peyton. I saw him the other
Butcher's
day.
Crossing. Yeah.
I saw him. He said it was fun. I was like, tell me about it.
Yeah.
I was like, that sounds sick, dude.
Dude, that movie was wild too.
A
Nick
Nick
Cage
Cage
was fucking
Western?
psycho in that one. So he's going full Nick Cage in. So he has Gunslingers coming out, and I saw like a picture of it, and he's like in a freaking baller cap and vest and shit. You're like, he's going full Nick Cage in this. That shit was in his closet.
Yeah.
He was waiting for it. Yeah.
Studio saved a ton on wardrobe.
Yeah.
That's what they say on Sympathy for the Devil. They say he just showed up with red hair, like like spray painted red hair, not like dyed red hair. But they just said he just showed up with red hair and nobody told him to.
I mean,
You're like,
hey, listen, again, like I said, the man sees a vision, he's going to follow through.
vamos.
Because guinea pigs speak multiple languages.
And I don't, whichever one that is.
I can't see without my glasses. No. Oh, God. All right. Should we maybe...
I think one of those guinea pigs is doing a Tracy Morgan impression. Because I don't think it's actually Tracy Morgan.
Should we, on the fly, make an amendment? We drink anytime they make, like, a rodent pun?
Yeah. Yeah. We're just winging it on this one.
PDA, how early odds?
How
Oh, yeah.
serious is he going to take a threat from a rodent?
Like,
Oh, damn.
sir, we caught somebody butt fucking in the fucking bus. and in the fucking showers.
You might want to sanitize that broom.
Yeah. Dude, oh man. So my boss,
I had that happen, actually, at my school.
my boss's father-in-law, he was like, when I got hired, he's like, oh, my daughter, or he said, my wife went to the same school as you. Her dad was the vice principal. And I was like, oh, really? And I was like, and then he told me who it was. I was like, oh, you mean the one that got fired for begging a teacher in the fucking classroom after hours?
Hey, listen. It's a good game.
Yeah.
You know?
Luckily, his daughters had graduated.
Be
They had
cool
not.
if it were,
Can you
though.
imagine if your daughters went to that school and you got caught begging a teacher there?
Oh, man.
That's like when these teachers, like this teacher that got, what she said, she wanted like some like, I think it was like 8th grade boys to run a train on her while they all wear a scream mask. So, but like, those kids all have to go back to school
Yeah.
and live their life as heroes.
It's not like
Just take the victory lap around
Yeah.
the playground.
It's
But
not
can you
like
imagine-
they don't have gym class together. They don't know their faces, but they know
Well,
each
yeah,
other's
for
drunk.
But that's the thing is
They'll
like,
figure it out pretty quick.
all the teachers know, all the kids know. You're like, you gotta respect the other teachers after that.
It's like, it's like a microcosm of a small town covering up a murder.
And then the teacher that has to fill in for that lady's class. You know what
Well,
I
our
did to that
regular
boys?
teacher said we can tag team this week.
Where did y'all leave off?
Somewhere around the Eiffel Tower.
We'll fill you in.
You got big old shoes to fill. Jesus. Well,
Yeah, that is
That's Tracy Morgan.
okay. It might. I think it actually
it
is
might
Tracy Morgan.
just be.
He's not showing up on the list, but I think that he is.
Because if not, that's a wild
That's
choice.
impeccable.
Okay, it is.
Look
What,
at
is
my-
this pre or post Walmart money? I don't remember when he got blasted by a Walmart truck. I think there's another comedian that was in the car with him. I think.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, I think there was. I think there's another comedian. They're both probably freaking rich as shit now. I think I watched some of his special, and it is pretty funny because he mentions it.
Oh, really?
He's like, fuck you, I got Walmart money. He's like, is there a Canadian flag in there?
Such Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Also in Con Air with Nick Cage.
Huh. He said it. He said the
But
thing.
why does he have a Canadian flag? Not a Canadian accent.
This is clearly propaganda perpetrated by Trudeau and his fascist administration.
It's a false flag mission.
Okay, so I do want to. So I kind of want to watch the. I just noticed when I was reading the notes on this, it's like the Japanese version apparently has a different storyline. I was like, I kind of want to watch it to see what the hell.
That would be a fun
Because I guarantee they changed that flag.
That would be a fun later down the road to revisit this and watch. Yeah, I'd be really interested to see the difference.
There is one movie where we have to watch it twice because there's two cuts. So there's a movie called Dying of the Light and Dark, and it is just a different director's cut.
Oh.
Because the director didn't like the one that they actually the studio put out.
Oh.
So he did his own director's cut.
Huh.
It's the exact same movie.
Look, this might be a hot take. I don't think a movie about gerbils needs a director's cut.
It does for Japan.
I don't want to know what Japan's doing to the gerbils. In the
They did make Tracy Morgan's black. He's black. And he's doing whiteface, apparently.
Well, alright. Well, no wonder Japan had to change some things up.
Circus Delay, guinea pigs. Oh, they made the same joke. I'm a hack.
Oh, man. It happens.
Oh, they're genetically altered guinea pigs.
The guinea pig adventures are.
This
on
is what's going to
steroids,
happen with those
dude.
dire wolves. They're going to start walking on their fucking hind legs.
Yeah,
Dude, that's kind of
dude.
sick, though.
We're going to have a real life lichen rock. Shout out
Yeah.
Pokemon.
We're
I started
about
watching
to Jurassic
Wolfman. I
Park
haven't
our
finished
way
it, though.
out of this life.
Yeah, I mean, what happened? So, weren't they, close to cloning a mammoth?
They did. Yeah. Okay. Well,
So, do we have a little mammoth walking around?
From what I understand, they had a sample of mammoth DNA that was so well preserved.
Yeah, they
They
were
were
going to put
trying
it
to
in
They had
splice
to.
it with.
Yeah.
The closest living relative from the elephant family,
Yeah.
and I think I remember reading that they had successfully created an embryo.
I think
I don't know.
That's the thing is, I think the dark side of the whole cloning thing is, the first goat or whatever that was ever cloned, I think it took them 50 tries to get one that worked.
that
So-
sheep Dolly.
Yeah, the sheep. And then
Yeah.
there was apparently there was a Russian, it was a Russian or German scientist that was trying to make a monkey human hybrid in I think he was in some South American country trying to do the experiment and as a secret. And there's rumors that he actually got one to give birth and shit like that.
Is that where orangutans come from?
Hey, I mean, orangutans are pretty cool. I would actually.
Or Bigfoot?
I'd like to have an orangutan as a roommate.
Yeah, I think it said that he successfully got something pregnant. I'm not for sure which way he was going, but I don't think it actually lived or survived or anything.
I mean, I would hope not if this dude's fucking monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know. Positive.
Can you see Nick on the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
right here.
That's why I tapered the table like that. I was hoping.
Yeah, it was a good
That's
call.
What the fuck? Oh my gosh! So them striking the flint or whatever just reminded me. I had an idea for a sketch of doing, the TV show Alone.
Yeah.
Do one with but put them in the mole people of Las Vegas. Like, hey, you have to live down here. Like, whoever lives down here the longest wins.
You gotta like start scavenging, start forming alliances.
Just put like one in Skid Row, one in the Mole People of Vegas, and then like
That's the next Mr. Beast challenge for $1 million.
First to become a kingpin wins $10 million.
dude,
Wins 10 kilos.
when I had COVID, I binged that freaking that show Alone. Like I don't remember what I watched, like 2 or 3 seasons, I think. But the one that cracked me up the most was there's one that was just a depressed white lady that built a couch and just laid there until they like had to medically evacuate her.
Oh wow.
Because they like have to give them medical checks. They're like, she hasn't had food in 3 or 4 days. She hasn't moved off that couch.
Damn, like she was like straight resigned to her fate. Wow.
It's like you underestimate the power of a white lady with depression.
That's ooh.
But the upper hand of being a fat guy on that show is pretty. That dude, there was a, I don't know if he was Hawaiian. I think he might have been a Hawaiian dude or something. That he went in there, he was like over 300 pounds, and like he almost won just because he was so big. He didn't like have to get any food.
Yeah.
I think he grew some onions or some shit.
Oh, who do you think you are, Gabriel
Fluffy.
Iglesias?
His new special is pretty good. Have you watched it yet?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, Fluffy's got a new special, and it's pretty cool because he does the, I can say I'm so famous I can say fucking shit on Netflix. You know, like.
Nice. I need to watch his and Burr's new special.
I don't think I've watched Burr. I think maybe I did. I think I started watching Burr's, but Burr's so damn weird now with trying to get into politics and shit. Like, where did Nick Cage go?
Where is our hero?
Shed yourself. You can say that in a PG movie. Just you can do all kinds of innuendos.
That's true.
I need to look that up too. The whole what was it? The famous Lion King supposedly said sex or something in the clouds at one point.
Well, lots of dicks. There's our boy.
It is funny that Disney's gone back and changed a bunch of their stuff too.
Yeah.
Like Lilo and Stitch and stuff. It's like stupid stuff.
Lilo's aunt had no reason to be that thick, though.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, but I think they had her like, they changed her like instead of getting food out of the oven or something like that. Like they changed. I forget. Like
Instead, she was at first like she was like hiding in a dishwasher or in a washing machine, but they changed it to just like a cupboard or
yeah.
something really mundane
Yeah.
like that.
Not
You
like
can't be
it
doing
helps.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you can't be doing
Just-
woman's work. And then they changed the airplane into a spaceship.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, that was actually pre-production, like the initial.
Oh, yeah. Like
that
when,
was like the initial idea, but then 9/11 happened.
when then everybody bitched about the way Sonic looked, and then they changed it.
Yeah.
They made Sonic look like too realistic,
God,
like
yeah.
creepy looking. Like
I don't understand that decision at all.
They made him look like Sonic if you were taking acid
Yeah.
and imagining Sonic.
yeah, I mean he was like these damn guinea pigs.
Yeah. This seems like an innuendo.
Yeah. He's playing dead. Oh shit! It's a chick from Reno 911. She's in a lot of stuff. So Nick Cage is in. So in Army of One, Clementine from Reno 911 is in that one. Nick Cage's love interest. And this is Renisha. She's in quite a bit of stuff.
Uh-oh. Our boy
Nick Cage
found
died?
himself in a pickle.
Just squash that poor thing.
Does Nick Cage die? Probably not in the PG. We haven't got a lot of Zach Galifianakis going on.
You know what it is. What? Oh, what is...
A roach.
Between Two Ferns is hilarious. If y'all seen that.
Yeah.
Between Two Ferns is like the grown-up Eric Andre show.
I haven't watched that. I've seen clips from the Eric Andre show, but I don't think I've seen. But I did watch that new Tom Green documentary, and Eric Andre's on that saying like, this is like there wouldn't be an Eric Andre show without Tom Green. The special, not that good though. I watched the documentary, then watched the comedy special.
Nah.
Comedy special's not great. It is what almost all the famous movie stars that try to do stand-up fall into. Like Pauly Shore is like, I was famous for doing these movies, and then he just does reenactments from the movies and shit. Oh, I think one of these guys is Jon Favreau.
Is it really?
I guess he's like one of the producer of the Marvel Universe or whatever, isn't he? And he's like,
Well, for Star Wars.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Him and Dave Filoni.
And then I guess do the It's Always Sunny guys have something to do with not Lord of the Rings, but Game of Thrones? I think they're like tied to Game of Thrones somehow.
Oh, I don't know.
I've heard that, but I don't know if it's true or not. I just found out that like Sweet D and what's the name are married. The one that are brother and sister in the show. I didn't know they were married.
Wild.
Oh, not Sweet D. No, they're not brothers. It's the other dude. The one that gets fat and then gets muscled up. I can't think of his name.
Huh. Musk.
Dun, dun, dun. They were trying to warn us.
Did you?
Yep.
I'm sure y'all seen the Kill Tony where Kyle Dunnigan did Musk.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Kyle Dunnigan nails all of them.
Yeah, it's...
The first ones
Pretty
where he
solid.
did the really shitty face swap with Caitlyn Jenner were hilarious. He did like all the Kardashians.
Oh. So good.
It was it. I think he called like it was doing one where he was like Kourtney Kardashian and she couldn't figure out how to get the clothes out of the dryer or something like that. It was something stupid.
Blasted.
Gross. Just mouth to mouth that. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's like 4 feet.
Darwin. It's a rough name for a Disney movie. Have you ever heard Darwin's brother was up to some wild shit?
Darwin himself was up to some wild
So
shit.
Darwin's brother was trying to do some like bloodlines, like cousin fucking shit for like a long period of time. Like Yeah, he was trying to keep the
I'm not
bloodlines.
surprised.
He was trying to keep the bloodlines pure and.
I mean, Charles married like his cousin or niece.
Yeah,
or
I think it was a
something.
pretty popular thing.
Well, I mean, when people live to like 14,
Yeah, there was
the only people you see is on
like a
the
Spanish
ranch.
royalty family that like created a very distinctive like jaw.
The Habsburg chin.
Yeah, yeah. Because they were so inbred.
Yeah. It's gonna be weird when JFK realizes inbreeding is the cause of bad
Yeah.
genetics.
That and well, yeah, ladies having kids at 40 now.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that commercial late at night.
Yeah.
Guinea pigs.
Did he just do? I think I saw a putty tat.
Yeah.
The Dark, a Nick Cage movie reference.
Nailed it.
Shazam logo.
I have a status report. You're still a prick.
I saw a video where someone broke down like all the dates in the Goonies and Back to the Future, and apparently it happened like the movie happens on the same day and time.
Huh.
Like the same date for Goonies is like happening at the same day as Back to the Future.
Oh wow. Oh.
I saw a fucking funny sketch about Back to the Future the other day. Go like it. They do a good job of making him kind of like dress like Michael J. Fox and the mom in the car, and he's like he fucks up and bangs his mom, and he's going back and telling Doc. He's like, Doc, I fucked up. I banged mom. He's like, she's a lot younger and she looks like him. And then he's like, all right, you got to go back in time and stop yourself from having sex with your mom. And he goes back in time to stop him from having sex with his mom, and then ends up having a three-way with himself and his mom.
Oh God.
Just perpetually fucks things up.
I guess if you're having a three-way with your clone, like, you've always got the best seat in the house, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know? It's not maybe not such a bad thing.
That's what you took from that situation.
Yeah. I mean...
Never mind the incest. That is probably a PG-13 movie that is heavily incestual.
It's all implied.
Or the lab. Okay, look.
What?
You surely have to understand how bizarre it is to come in with a wanted poster for fucking rodents. Have you seen this rodent with an anus for a face?
Well, she went from speaking Spanish to suddenly, is it for your wife and kids? And he's like, you know what? This is serious time.
That
The
is-
government.
Have y'all watched Reno 911?
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen
bit.
every possible Reno 911 movie thing you put out multiple times. But the commercials they do, or the PSAs and stuff, are the funniest shit. And a lot of them they do, like, they'll do a warning and then at the end try to say it in Spanish.
Yeah.
Just fuck it up. Oh, we got a Happy Gilmore, or Billy Madison reference. That's nice. That little kid sitting over the sprinkler. That's nice.
Oh. Yeah. Goodness gracious. Dogs! They're gonna lick you up
Oh,
like
yeah.
little what dwarves.
They ragged all those little fuckers.
I had a dog kill one of my hamsters one time.
My wiener dog. My daughter was like, "Will you buy me a hamster wheel?" And I was like, "Yeah." I'll order one. And I ordered one, but she went into her room and tried to make one out of like a 2-liter bottle, and it did not hold together. And the dog got a hold of the hamster, just like shook it and split that thing in half.
Ooh, yeah. See, my hamster was just kind of a moron and would drag all of his bedding and everything like into his hamster wheel, and would not come out.
Yeah.
So that resulted in that being like food and little shit pellets just sitting in there. And at night was when he would decide to like try to run on his wheel. So it was just like a constant, like a bingo wheel, just constantly going off. So we took to put him in the closet, like in the floor, and we would shut the door, and that was fine. Till one night we forgot to close the door, and our dog got in there and like busted open the cage, and we found the hamster just like, you know, in the floor the next morning. And it looked like really he'd just been trampled, and so we just kind of threw him out in the field behind our house. It was only like, I don't know, 5-6 years later that I learned that hamsters, when spooked, actually do what possums do and play dead.
No shit.
Yeah. So I just kind of sacrificed my hamster to the owls.
I was gonna say, mine was missing its back legs. I think it was
Sorry,
dead.
Charlie.
No, my son's got a turtle. It's pretty indestructible.
Well,
I did accidentally, so when I was cleaning his tank out, I put him in a bowl of water, and I'm like, I guess I made it a little bit too warm, and that little fucker moved fast to get out of that water. He
really?
went up out of the bowl.
They're pretty speedy.
Holy shit.
They're pretty speedy. Like,
Yeah, when
We
you put
don't
them in
give
hot
them
water,
credit.
they sure shit on there.
yeah.
He said, "This dude ain't making turtle soup out of me. No way, no how."
I think turtles being slow is a lie perpetuated by big hair.
Yep.
That joke's not gonna get a lot of love on the internet.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? One of
Comment-
these
If you're
comment
days,
smart,
section,
you'll
yeah.
get it.
Comment
one of
section's
these
gonna fuck you up on
days,
that
I
one.
will be vindicated on that joke. Mark my words. Damn.
It's gonna be awesome if a little semi hits him,
Some
gets into a car wreck.
big words that, hey, Buster.
A
You-
Hot Wheel just comes out of nowhere.
It's blasted with a Nerf gun.
I've
Just a
been
grave digger. Just
I've been apparently for some reason a bunch of Ashton Kutcher conspiracies have been hitting my timeline.
Alright.
Normal conspiracies. Have y'all heard all this stuff? It's in there with my normal conspiracies. I'm just trying to look at flat Earth and
Alright,
Ashton
yeah,
Kutcher
I
stuff
mean,
keeps popping
the
up.
normal things, as you would, you know.
No, have you heard all those?
No.
So, it was is it Billy Corgan, the Smashing Pumpkins guy?
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
videos like him on Joe Rogan was talking about it.
Also,
And he
runs a
doesn't
wrestling
say-
thing.
Yeah, he doesn't say who it is, but there's like this other video that's saying the guy he's talking about is Ashton Kutcher, but supposedly he was drunk driving and killed somebody, and the studio or whatever paid somebody else to go to jail for him to admit to the crime and do like 7 years in prison.
Wow.
And they paid the dude for going to jail for Ashton Kutcher. And then there's another one about there was a girl that he was supposed to pick up to go on a date, and he was supposed to pick her up at like 8 o'clock, and then says he didn't show up till like 10, and when he showed up, she didn't come to the door, but she ended up getting murdered by a serial killer,
Oh.
supposedly. But his first calls after it, after she didn't answer the door, were to Danny Masterson and his lawyer,
Ah.
and that was like,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
this is so unprofessional. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I'm sorry. Hate me all you want.
I can't believe
Kyle does it every time.
Go fuck yourself. All right. Well, I got solidarity.
I'll
then.
do a clip of you and Kyle leaving together.
Perfect. Do it. Solidarity, brother.
I wish there was a good way to search for those stuff to where you can. Dude,
Just Kyle peeing clips.
I worked on a video for so long of me talking about Nathan's wife being a stripper. Like, because it took forever. Like, it took me forever to build this, like, clip. And then I had sent it to my hard drive and accidentally I went to delete one video and it deleted a whole folder.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh shit, I worked so hard on that. Microwave chocolate cake. Did you ever... You're probably not old enough to remember the movie She-Devil.
Nope.
So it's Roseanne Barr's like first like mainstream movie, and she throws a bunch of like paint cans in the microwave and walks out of her house.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Gangster.
Roseanne Barr is nuts.
I love all the stickers on the table too. If
Yeah,
anyone has any stickers, Nick Cage themed, send them to Adam.
yes.
put 'em on the table.
There's some comedians stickers on here too. I got Trevor's there, but he hasn't came and done the podcast yet.
Oh.
Then I got kind of a South Park theme mixed in with it. It's pretty random. I was gonna just do Nick Cage, but I ran out I didn't want to just do a bunch of the same stickers, and then I was like, well, I love South Park. I got to put South Park on there.
Well, let's add stickers to the table.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully comedians have merch like mine, and then we can throw that. I know I have his.
Reminder to comedians, make your own merch.
Shit, there's one at Chase's around here somewhere, I think. We're so high, we're looking at the stickers on the table. Chase's is around here somewhere.
Shit. All right, what I missed? Some high
We
octane
don't know. We were
action?
talking about stickers the whole time.
Stickers. All right, well, fair enough.
Yeah.
We got distracted by table stickers.
I'm just trying
that's
to
why I
make
don't
the
want
audience
bare feet
feel
in
like
grass
they're
anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
part of the show too.
They got a whole fucking.
That's what- dude,
they got SEAL Team 6 after these fucking gerbils, dude.
Yeah, for sure. I've been talking about it forever, but I want to do the podcast live at a bar.
Yeah, it'd be so much
That'd be fun.
And play the drinking game with a fucking bar full of people would be a
Yeah.
blast. We'd
Or
just,
or
just do
set up a
Jell-O
home
shots.
bar for a night and just bring in comics.
Yeah.
And
Well,
just
my
have
idea-
a bunch of comics round table a movie.
Oh, God, yeah.
Play a little drinking game. Whoever draws a face card has to make a joke about the movie.
Yeah.
Kicks a lie, Hurley.
Maybe like a New Year's special or something.
Yeah. I think with this sound, I upgraded this sound pad, the recorder, and I think with this one, I'm better set up to put it into a PA system and get it to like have all this full function and blare it out to a crowd.
Nice.
Alright. Cool 80s action explosion.
I do want to do that. I also think of that sometimes. Like, what if we just made a movie look like it was made in the '90s now? Like, when you see like Bloodsport and shit like that, where they have the montages and the fucking.
I love
They try to
Bloodsport.
do it, but like, it's like those horror movies they did on Netflix, the like 1890 or whatever, and
Yeah.
like the different 1923 and 19. They try to do it, but it's still in like high quality video now and
You
HD.
gotta make it look terrible.
Yeah, you use the same equipment they used in the 90s.
Yeah, dude.
Just blow up your own shit at the end of the movie
Yeah.
and film that.
Another
Disney
wonderful
commercial.
sponsor from our corporate overlords, everybody.
Walt Disney.
We
is
can't show you this,
is
but
Walt Disney's head still frozen? Is Elon Musk gonna do like Cyberlink?
Oh,
with that?
he's probably got it on his desk.
Yeah.
You know,
you know that
he
used
rubs
to,
it for good luck.
in the day. It was all right to take people's heads as a trophy.
Yeah.
Like Blackbeard, his head was taken as a trophy. I
What?
bet Elon is using Walt Disney
Dude,
as a
just like-
trophy.
We might live long enough to see Walt Disney fucking live again as like when they can download his fucking
As a
brain.
Cybertruck.
Yeah. We've got some fucking questions about his Nazi affiliations.
We need answers.
He comes back and immediately
Yeah.
gets canceled.
Back from the dead to be canceled.
Piece of
He
shit.
apparently did attend the American Nazi Party meetings.
Yeah.
And because there was literally a government party of Nazis back then. And
I mean, that's the
attended those.
great and bad thing about the freedom of expression.
Yeah, well, that and he apparently there's rumors that he made Nazi propaganda films, and I think it is like a mouse.
Well,
Like,
I mean, I could believe it.
Yeah.
He's been softening generations
His name
of
is
Americans.
Waltz.
For what it's worth, he had a deep voice emulator on for a second, so that's a funny accent on top of a funny accent.
I don't think you can see that.
And
bro.
he's the bad guy.
Yeah, that's true.
You still good?
Yeah.
Oh wait, did we get a Shyamalan twist?
I think so. Yeah.
He wasn't
Turns
a
out
man, he was a mole.
My God, the literal and figurative mole.
Whoa! His army is red and black. Everybody accuses my tattoo of looking like a Nazi tattoo just because it's black and red.
Yes.
It's literally a cross. But because it's symmetrical in black and red, they're like... And then or that, or some people were like, it looks like a Native American design. I was like, not big Christians, guys.
I know.
Funny thing is, I'm not really anymore, but you know, I still have this thing.
You know,
the
it kind of
Cherokee
looks
were
like
nice
some
Templar.
Norse stuff, but
Yeah.
we don't blame them.
Yeah, well,
The Finns are still fighting the Russians.
I'm from the time of the iron. What is it? The Ironblad cross that was super famous from Orange County Orange County Choppers. Everybody had the Ironblad cross tattoo for a while. Ooh, I'm kind of on the mole side. Nick Cage is right.
Hey, I mean, you know what?
It's like technically Thanos, you know. That's like I need to go back and watch High Castle. Did you see that? I really like the concept. Is basically it's in a world where Hitler did win.
Oh yeah.
And they split the United States between Japan and Germany.
Yeah.
This seems like a Fast and Furious movie right now.
I think they're borrowing from a lot of shit. This
Like Transformers.
Yeah.
Have you seen the South Park about Disney? The was it Pandaverse?
They
Is it
called
the
it the
Pandaverse?
National Guard.
Put a woman in it and make it lame. I hope that shit all gets settled. I think I went through it all last time, or with somebody. I remember. Oh shit, that one died. We got the backup camera on.
Oh.
What's up, backup camera? Thanks for doing your job.
Boy howdy, are you holding down the fort right now?
That would have been a wild episode to get 30
Yes.
minutes of.
Oh, it got too hot because I got the AI thing on. Mother bitch.
Oh God!
Now it's Battle Los Angeles.
They blew up the ISS?
That's the bullshit about the AI stuff is that they're fucking overheating the camera.
No.
Our robot overlords were not liking that.
Definitely not.
I guess I'm just gonna have to go back to filming it without AI use. Now that I have a little bit better lighting, I think I don't need it unless I go back to dark lights with LEDs again.
Yeah.
Which I do like. It's better for watching a movie.
It's a nice ambience, but you know.
It gets super foggy in that camera when you with a low light.
Yeah. Fucking nerd.
What?
That was a little sexual.
Butterfingers.
Penelope Cruz was like,
I mean...
that's the no that you get where you're like, come on. That was a yes.
I'm pretty sure that no, yes.
That was
How many no's like that does it take to mean yes?
That no, there's a no that means try again.
It's the magic 8 ball of no's. That's when you shook it and it said try again later.
Yep.
All right, I'll come back after dinner.
Dinner, I'm eating here.
They're really pushing that skate brand this movie.
You know, okay, so here's another. So, Will Arnett is in, so he's the voice on Twisted Metal. The new TV show Twisted Metal.
Oh, yeah?
Based off the video game. Did
Yeah.
y'all ever play
Oh,
the video
Samoa
game?
Joe
Yeah.
was in that.
Do what?
Samoa Joe.
Yeah. Did y'all play Twisted Metal?
Yeah.
I love that game. So, there was supposed to be a Twisted Metal movie where Nick Cage was going to be Sweet Tooth. That dude is the voice of Sweet Tooth in the TV
Apparently,
show.
That would've been
apparently Samoa
pretty
Joe
sick.
did really good
Yeah.
in it. So
I don't even know. who
shout
was
out
in it.
wrestling fans.
Happy WrestleMania weekend.
I wasn't
Night
a
one
big
right
fan
now.
of the TV show.
No
The
spoilers.
storyline, I like the TV show. I'm gonna watch it just because it's kind of cool. But as far as like the car scenes being anywhere similar to like the video game, it's like you would think they would have them like in an arena, like freaking. What's the one with Jason Statham when they're in cars?
Death Race.
Yeah, Death Race.
Mm,
You'd think they would be doing
That
like
was
Death
cool.
Race style in a stadium.
Yeah, well.
Can we
But
get
it's-
a remake of Death Race with Nick Cage?
There's like so somebody bought the. I think we do. It's Drive Angry. I haven't bought it.
I'm down.
But there is like 2 or 3 other death races that are like sometimes someone else will buy the rights to the movie and make poor quality shitty ones, but they'll make money because of the name of like they did that with Lake Placid,
Yeah.
and then Wrong Turn is like
Okay.
that. And so is Death Race. Like Death Race, you got Jason Statham, and then the main character drops off drastically for the rest of
That's
them.
awesome.
So they have Speckledorf to Speckles. He's code 4.
Wait, did he just die? Did Speckles die?
How do you know?
What are codes 1 through 3?
You know what I have like is not on the game, but it's also not in the movies very often. Is Nick Cage getting arrested?
Yeah.
You would think we'd see that every once in a while.
Yeah.
For as many times as he is the criminal or bad guy.
Also, I did think of
I did.
Another-
Jeez.
Another-
Hasn't he been a bank robber?
oh yeah, Trust.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I
So
don't think
another
we see
crossover.
it
We had
there.
who is it? Plays Iceman recently died. Val Kilmer.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't.
Shout
I
out
haven't
Val
mentioned that
Kilmer.
on it, but Val Kilmer is in Bad Lieutenant with Nick Cage.
My favorite Batman.
Really?
Yeah,
That-
the one with nipples.
Alright.
Yeah.
Nick's a big fan of the
Yeah,
suit
baby.
with nipples.
Yeah.
Rock hard.
I think so. It's to me because the Val. I watched. It seemed like there was no time for me between at my age of when I watched Val Kilmer, George Clooney, and what's his name? What's the first one? Michael Keaton.
Oh, yeah.
So like seems like those
Michael
movies.
Keaton was good.
Yeah, I'm at the age where like I've seen all those movies basically at the same time, where I'm like getting 3 different Batmans. It's kind of.
That was
kinda
peak Batman.
I mean, I like the
He
George
could've
Clooney
been
one was big for
anyone.
me because Alicia Silverstone was in that one in the schoolgirl outfit, and it had Robin,
Yeah.
It's true.
and there's a pretty cool motorcycle racing scene that's bullshit in it.
Val Kilmer was. Who was Batman Forever? Was that Michael Keaton?
I don't
Val
remember the name
Kilmer.
of it.
Oh,
Batman. No,
Forever.
Forever is George Clooney.
Oh, okay.
That's the one with Alicia Silverstone, isn't it?
yeah.
The one
Yeah.
with Robin. That's the one with Robin.
Yeah.
And
Schwarzenegger as
Mr.
Mr.
Freeze.
Freeze.
Mr.
Yeah.
Freeze.
That's my favorite Batman.
Jim Carrey
Yeah.
as the Riddler.
So
Yeah.
that's the Tim Burton one.
Okay.
And that's
yeah.
what this. So right around that same time is when Nick Cage was supposed to play Superman.
That's
that would've
right.
And so visually, it would have looked a lot like that. Superman would have looked a lot like.
There's an alternate universe where Nick Cage is Batman.
Is Batman? Oh, okay. Well,
you're reviewing it in an
He's-
alternate universe. Adam.
so the Spider-Man.
Tonight.
Well, that's what. So he's filming that Spider-Man Noir TV show.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I
so
forgot he was.
we're gonna have Nick Cage as Spider-Man,
Part of
Superman. He's also
oh no,
Ghost Rider,
Uncle Ben.
which I didn't know. I need to keep a better track of that. But I think he got a Razzie Award for Ghost Rider 2, which we haven't done yet. But on Spirit of,
That's awesome.
I need to do a better job at the awards that are tied to these movies because some of them are funny.
Yeah.
I know Wicker Man. So Nick Cage has a Razzie for Wicker Man.
Not the bees.
With the bees.
Yes, and then I think he has a Razzie where it's like a redemption award for Pig. It's like if you Pig I think it was like a 2019, 2020, something like that, where it's basically they made it sound like it was going to be John Wick, but there was no action.
Ah.
But basically, his truffle pig gets stolen.
Mm.
He's a famous chef, and his truffle pig gets stolen.
Alright.
And he tries to find
Do
his truffle
pigs
pig.
make truffles?
They find them. They sniff them out.
Ah. How many times have you bought mushrooms and they were just truffle?
Dude, so I bought some white chocolate the other day to melt some mushrooms into, but I don't have. I only have like 3 grams of mushrooms left.
Ah.
Yo.
Hey. You know what I'm saying?
We mean vitamins.
I had my brother-in-law's boyfriend was
Shiitake.
growing mushrooms in the bags, and I just had like a freaking abundance of them for a while.
Oh, dude.
But yeah, those bags.
You should hit me up.
Yeah. Those homegrown bags are pretty cool.
You should do
I
a
wanna-
special
I want to
stream.
look into one of those.
So you can buy them online. You buy the bag kit to grow them, and then you buy from somebody else, buy spores, and then you inject them into the bag, and they
But you
basically.
didn't hear it on this podcast.
Yeah, no, this is all we're hypothetically speaking.
You can't tell people
Flow
this is
Rida
where to
featuring
go to
Nelly.
buy these.
That's what we get for the credits. Speckles is dead, I guess. Fuck Speck. All right, for realsies, pour one out for Nick Cage this time.
Yeah,
I think he deserved it though. So do you pour one out?
for a kids movie, they really ate
Jerry
it on the.
Bruckheimer?
Yes,
Wow.
but
They
it
went
was-
all out for a bunch of gerbils.
The soundtrack kind of sucked for a kids movie. You know it.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of scenes where that.
There's like 5 instances of the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah. There was one movie where it played the same song all the way through, and I was like, they only got the rights to this one fucking song.
I'm pretty sure that was
Milking it.
And I was just like, why? It's the exact same song. keeps
They're
coming
going
on.
through in 15-second increments, but they start each new one 1 second right
Yeah,
before
this
the
is-
last one cut.
Oh,
Black Eyed
here we
Peas.
go.
Here they are again. Thank you, Jerry Bruckheimer, for a riveting film about secret agent gerbils taking on Gary Oldman and Will Arnett.
Oh
and
yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
And I
We
guess
didn't get enough
Zach Galifianakis was there. He didn't really do a lot, to my knowledge. Then again, maybe he did. I don't know. He
Yeah,
trained them,
see,
I guess. He
it
trained the
still looks like
G-Force.
Kevin Bacon to me.
It should be noted. You know,
He's got a new TV show where he's dead. And
Kevin
hunts demons.
Bacon?
It's terrible. Yeah, the
we
Cage.
got one last.
Oh, I forgot that's Sam Rockwell.
We got one last Nick Cage reference. We got.
See, yeah, that one was Jon Favreau.
Alright, here's the truth. Do we have Tracy Morgan?
Oh yeah, it's about to. We're Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
It is.
It was actually
I
Tracy
thought it was
Morgan.
someone doing a Tracy
I
Morgan.
yeah,
impression
like
at
I was
first.
gonna say, that's a
It was
crazy
Tracy
decision.
Morgan doing Tracy
Yeah,
Morgan.
they might have told him to tone it down a little bit for the kids' movie.
It was a whole Medea
It's
type
like, can
of
you
thing.
not sound drunk or high?
Yeah, just
He might have stayed sober for Disney.
You know what?
They had to have him read his lines at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
What? It was rated a what? 4.8?
5.1? 5.1.
That seems fair. That seems fair.
You know what?
Not
I'll
bad.
give it a 5.8.
Now,
Dave Portnoy, come take a bite.
dude, I get mad at myself for watching those fucking things.
Yeah, me too.
Because I'll watch the whole fucking thing, and then I'll scroll down, another one will be on.
Yeah, I'm like,
And
you
then
know
I'm like,
what? I
why
agree.
the fuck? Yeah, I was like, why the fuck am I watching this? I'm never gonna go eat at this pizza place. And then, just like a few minutes later, again, I'm like, God damn it!
I've only
They're
had
so
one
fucking addicting.
pizza I'd give a 10 out of 10 to, and shout out Sufferoni's. They're
Oh
closed
yeah,
now.
big old
10 out of 10 pizzas.
Dude, have you seen the dude that's doing the Dave Portnoy thing around Fort Smith?
Yeah.
That one of the when he did, I think it's Art's Barbecue. The guy walking in that he stops and questions is my uncle.
Is it really?
My wife showed it to me.
Small
I was like,
world.
and I can tell my uncle's just like, leave me the fuck alone. I just want some barbecue.
You about watched a murder down here in the South over barbecue.
That's hilarious, dude.
That is hilarious that he is just doing Dave Portnoy's. I mean, I kind of like it because he's doing like places we can actually go eat at.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, dude, he like ripped apart Gusanos the
I
other
know.
day.
It was that. Yeah,
I've never had Gusanos.
Me
and
either.
It's a review. I have,
Yeah.
and honestly, not very good. But then I took some home, and when you reheat it, I was like, it's pretty good for the
I
deep
hate
crust.
reheated pizza.
But
dude.
if you do it like deep
Hot
crust in
take.
the oven,
Okay,
pizza
here's
cannot
the-
be bad to me.
Here's the trick. Here's the trick to reheated pizza. Okay, get you some paper towels, damp them, wring them out real good, and then wrap the pizza in the damp paper towel, and then like pop it in the microwave.
Well,
I'll put them in.
well,
If you
in
don't
the
have an
oven.
air
I was
fryer,
gonna say,
it
if you're not bored,
basically
you have an air fryer.
yeah, that basically does what an air fryer does.
Yeah.
So it's just,
But- yeah, pizza can't. It has to be terrible for me to complain about pizza. I mean,
yeah.
and his was pretty fucking bad.
You wanna
that
hear
video.
a story about some bad pizza? One time on a band trip when I was in high school, we were in St. Louis, and the boosters bought pizza from a place called Emo's Pizza in St. Louis.
Cool name. 10 out
Dog
of 10.
shit pizza. That
Oh,
was
nice.
legitimately there were people flushing it down the toilet.
Man, at Puff Puff Labs a couple weeks ago, they did a pizza night. They had
they
like
crank-
a
yeah, yeah.
honey glaze, like
Yeah.
pepper
Dude,
pizza.
the Vinny's,
Oh,
the Vinny's here
To
in
die
Fort
for.
Smith.
Vinny's.
We need to go eat there one of these days. So
You know what I've heard of it?
Vinny's
Vinny's
sponsor
Pies.
us.
Yeah.
Shout
Vinny's
out
Pies.
Vinny's.
We're doing a commercial right now, but
Forget about
yeah,
it.
we went, and it's like it's supposed to be Vinny's Pizza from Ninja Turtles. It's
Oh.
yeah.
Oh shit! Well, what the? How did I not know
Yeah,
about this?
so I didn't know about it either until we went to eat there with some family. And the Fort Smith one, there's like a pizza called the Fort Smith or something, and it's sweet.
Is that
like-
meth?
I forgot what all is on this, but it is like I guess it's, I don't know if it's the hot honey or what, but I think they put honey in this pizza.
I like hot, dude. I'm a slut for hot honey.
I think it's something
Right.
like that.
All right,
It's
Dustin,
the weirdest pizza I've ever tasted.
Yeah,
but
what's
it's
up?
really good.
interview Adam.
Interview? No. What?
Alright. Adam.
What's up?
What's your favorite pizza place?
Dude, like I said, dude, I cannot.
You've got to have a favorite, like all time.
Okay, so
the
all time.
best
So
pizza you've ever had. Where is
okay,
it?
so when we lived in Hot Springs, there was a bakery.
I got homies in Hot Springs. Pay attention.
Yeah, so I used to live in Hot Springs. I don't even know if it's still around, but there was a bakery called Gustavo's, and they
Small world.
yeah.
Hope
So
it's not the same one.
So,
That'd
yeah.
be weird.
so this guy at the bakery, the owner, just opened up like a little spot in the front area of the bakery where he would sell pizzas, and like there was barely enough room to sit down, and most people did takeout or whatever, but. It like the bread was freaking amazing. The crust on this pizza was good, and I like thick crust pizza, so that was probably the best place I've ever had.
Yeah.
All right.
And then my dad makes a pretty fucking sick one. My dad worked at when he was like in his early 20s and stuff. Worked at a lot of pizza places. Was a manager at them.
Shout
Yeah.
out dads that have worked at pizza places.
Yeah.
Shout out dads.
I've cranked out
Shout
some.
out dads.
Shout out
in
dads.
general,
That's
yeah.
all three of us.
I've cranked
Shout
out a lot
shout
of
out
pizzas.
us.
I
We used to work at Domino's.
We sold
We
pizzas
slang
at the go-kart
so
track.
much
We
dough.
had the conveyor belt oven like Domino's.
Yeah.
We
Pretty
had
sick.
two of them at the go-kart track that my stepdad owned.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I cranked out a shitload of pizzas.
All right. Speaking of, all right, what's the best burger you guys have ever had?
So, dude, believe it or not, this fucking truck stop down here has a pretty bomb ass hamburger.
What's it called?
Littlefields.
Okay.
Their onion rings are the fire too.
I've heard of that.
But my wife just brought one home from one day, and I was like, "Holy shit, that is!" Because it has like thick sliced bacon, thick American cheese,
Shout out
and a
Little
good
Phil's
bun.
for good bacon.
Yeah.
There was
That and it's like buffalo something.
Buffalo burgers.
Yeah,
that was kind of
I've
overrated
heard-
for how much you pay for it. You're like,
Both of those have been highly recommended to me.
yeah, so
My
it was
favorite.
good, but the fries are almost better than the burger.
Mm.
But I didn't try the buffalo meat. I just got
Dude,
the regular.
Hey, listen, I've had buffalo burgers. Just like I used to work at a butcher shop, so I had access to like buffalo beef, like just.
He
So I
had
got
the meats.
I had all the meats. And Buffalo's pretty good, actually. My favorite burger the best burger I've ever had personally was in Denver, Colorado, at a place called Mile High Mary's.
Hey, shout out Denver.
It was so I went during I was there. I've been to Denver twice, but this particular time I was there during Pride Week.
Oh, what were you
Which
doing
was
that?
Exactly what you think he was doing.
This isn't gonna make my case any stronger, but I was there. I was there with my uncle.
That was like when my coworkers hit me with when you're sucking a dick.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But
I don't, but carry on.
Dude, yeah, so I was there with my uncle and his buddies, and I'm just whatever. I love Denver, so I went, and weed and whatever, and lesbians, whatever. No, but Mile High
That's
Mary's.
not one of the
Shout
sports
out,
teams.
legitimate. I don't know if it was just because it was Pride Week or if this is just like their shtick, but it was like a heavy kind of LGBT kind of theme.
Yeah.
But the burgers. Oh my god, dude! I don't have the superlatives to properly describe how good this fucking burger was.
Dude, the thing that annoys me is like when I think of like how good burgers are, there's like, well, this one had the best bun. Like Phoenix Drive-In used to make their own like sourdough buns. Those were amazing. And then that stupid ass What You Do Y'all bar on fucking 71 brought me a hamburger when I worked across the street one day just to be like, hey, we have a kitchen, try these out. And it was like, you could clearly tell it was like Walmart hamburger bun, Walmart cheese. But the meat on that fucking thing was amazing. I don't know where you got that shit. But they're just like, oh.
I mean.
But I ate at the Vortex in Atlanta, which has been on like a bunch of Food Network shows. And all the waitresses look like pinup girls, all tatted up and skirts. But they had a burger that had grilled cheeses for buns.
Ooh.
And I've been doing that ever since.
A whole grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, so you had one as the top and one as the bottom. So you had two grilled cheese sandwiches, bacon cheeseburger in the middle. It was amazing.
Y'all, it's 4:20 tomorrow.
That sounds good as
I
fuck.
think I figured out
And
lunch.
And then when I went to Cleveland, there's a place called Burgers and Beer, I believe. I think it's Burgers and Beer. And it is all just wild ass hamburgers. They've got one that, it has, I always get the one with egg on it, and I think they have some with like cheese dip and chips. They have some with peanut butter on them. They have, there's like 30 burgers on the menu, and they're all strange.
Interesting.
A lot of the comics in our area are also like chefs or restaurant
Yes.
workers. I think in the summer we need to
cook-off.
have a comic cook-off.
Comic cook-off.
And
Just make them work on their day off.
They've done worse for less.
Still on the topic of burgers, there's a place in Memphis that's called Dewey's, and like, burger was alright, pretty good, nothing to write home about, I guess. But the whole, the place itself is pretty memorable because the whole gimmick is the when your burger comes with a little fucking skewer.
Oh yeah.
The whole shtick is you take your straw and you turn your straw into a dart gun with that skewer and you shoot it up into the ceiling.
Oh, that's
the ceiling is littered.
It's kind of
with...
like Lambert's. And have you ever ate at Lambert's?
No.
So
I've heard of it.
Right across the state line in Missouri, there's a place called Lambert's, and it's called Home of the Throwing Roll. And so there's somebody that just pushes a fucking shopping cart full of dinner rolls, and they're really good. But he pushes them around the table, and everything is all you can eat. So if you get a hamburger and you finish it, they'll bring you another one.
Okay.
And I'm a teenager. I ate like 2.5
Yeah.
But so they throw you a roll. You just go like, right here. And
I want Randy Johnson having that job, like killing birds with dinner rolls, dude.
Yeah. And of course, my dad would just kill a bird. That is hilarious.
Imagine getting domed by a dinner roll from goddamn Roger Clemens.
Well, that's what my dad.
He didn't throw that hard. It was all about finesse.
The dude threw a dinner roll to the table, and my dad turned around, and while the guy was looking down to pick up another one, hit him in the face with a
double play.
Yeah. That's my dad's a real prankster. Like.
Dodgeball rules. I think they're both out.
Yeah.
Adam's dad, you're my hero.
It's
fight back against
took
the
it
man.
on the chin.
Just a place where you're basically allowed to do a food fight.
Yeah. Hey, look, we might need to start.
We don't see that was a trope in every '90s movie. They don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a '90s baby. I only participated in one food fight. It was at home. My mom won.
Where is?
I never had. It was bullshit. I feel like I was lied to.
Yeah, where's the food fight scene in Euphoria?
The only food fight I got was two girls fighting at lunch, and one girl broke a lunch tray over another girl's head.
That's pretty sick, though.
Yeah, it is pretty sick. And then a shard of that tray got sold on eBay.
Where's the food fight scene in Baywatch?
Yeah, you can't do. I think you can't do food fight scenes anymore because you hit the wrong kid with bacon and it's a hate crime.
Now it's a school shooter situation.
It's just like hate crimes are easy to do on accident.
That's a bit. Yeah, that's a bit. You should write that out.
Boy, you just
cut this, but you could write 30 minutes on that.
Yeah.
You basically got to be Princess Diana, just walking through the minefields every day.
Oh. Well, you meant speeding in cars and
stuff. Well, that too, yeah.
It's all the media's fault. That's what we learned.
At the end of the day, overexposure will blow you up one way or another. Anyway,
Tim Dillon goes pretty hard on Princess Diana a lot.
She wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
She was pretty cool.
Well,
she did sack race.
Dude.
Nothing says friend of the common man more like a potato sack race.
She had some speed, boy. Let me tell you.
He hates Meghan Markle too. That's
all right. She deserves it.
Yeah. He goes hard on her. It's fucking hilarious too.
You know, I think Paul Revere deserves more hate. He didn't do anything. The horse did all the work.
Yeah. And I think, isn't it true that his story's backwards?
Probably.
What do you mean?
I bet he didn't even do it.
I think it's actually backwards, like, or he didn't do it. He sent somebody else. I heard that. I've also heard that. He's not the one. He was like, fuck you, you go tell them. I'll tell these
There were
people
like
over
3
here.
or 4 different writers, and they all went different ways.
Why does Paul Revere get all the credit?
Because 2 of them got caught by the British.
Then they're
before
heroes.
they made it to where they were going.
Okay,
they died in combat.
No, they didn't die. They were just taken
all
prisoner.
right, then Britain still
They just
sucks.
didn't make it to where they were going. But fortunately, Paul Revere made it to where really what was the most important place because of where the British were going to attack, which was
we had 6
Lexington and
towns.
Concord.
How'd they
Concord.
not make it?
Yeah. Did you watch that Sleepy Hollow TV show? So they did a
Bits
deal.
and parts.
So they try to weave history into it. It's like fictional history.
Yeah.
They did a Paul Revere thing about the 1 if by land, 2 if by sea and I don't remember, but they weaved it all into their fucking whole Sleepy Hollow crazy. That show was fucking weird.
You know,
I'm too high to know where I was going with that.
you know,
We've
we're
had a great pre-420.
you know,
Yeah.
we're in the post credits at this point. It can get a little weird. Speaking of Paul Revere, I remember when I was at a family reunion out in Oklahoma, and I was like watching.
A lot of terrible stories start with, I was at a family reunion in Oklahoma. That's that hold my beer.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I shot my first gun. I rode my first dune buggy. The cow pastures, both of them. I was watching like a PBS show. It was like animated PBS. It was about like Paul Revere, like some kids like time traveling back to like Paul
Save
Revere's
PBS,
Midnight
by
Ride.
the way.
Yeah, save. I just recently subscribed and started donating monthly to PBS. Save PBS. I wanted to watch Ken Burns' Vietnam War, so you know.
I just
Oh,
want
we
to
should
keep
try to get
watching
this on
Reading
public
Rainbow.
access.
Dude, yes! Cage Against the Machine for public access.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to know.
Elon, you
Fuck
know
him.
what? If you put Cage Against the Machine instead of PBS, I'll hear you out.
Support PBS. You can watch Arthur and the Gay Rat.
You can't say that. 6ix9ine hates
I
the
probably
word
should.
rat.
I probably should. I think if I upload this straight to Twitter, if I pay for the Plus package where you can do like 2-hour videos and stuff.
Yeah.
You could probably fit an episode in.
Yeah, I could probably post these straight to Twitter and not have to edit them so much.
Yeah.
Which would be way better.
Honestly.
And I've thought about trying that. I've been waiting for YouTube to completely cancel me to completely shut my channel down before I do it. But I was like, I might actually have
Have
to
you
do
thought
that.
about Twitch?
I don't know. No, I've never really thought about Twitch, but Twitch does. That was the thing is like, I thought about doing it straight on Patreon, but you have to have someone to host the video.
You
Oh,
host it.
Well, no, on.
Have your wife host it.
No, I mean on Patreon. So like you have to use YouTube and post that link to Patreon.
All right. Trapper Ross, hook us up.
Yeah.
Gang, gang.
I don't know if and I thought about Vimeo, but I don't know if Vimeo uses. I don't know if they're strict or not on copyright.
Have you thought about straight to DVR?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Sell DVDs at my comedy shows.
Just take.
Honestly, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
That's a gag.
Yeah.
Basically, just take the Disney sequel approach, and it's just straight to DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each DVD contains 5 random episodes.
But we're in the modern era, so we'll send it in like an extended TikTok.
There is something to be said about. And Zach Amico talks about that all the time about having own physical copies of movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like the way they're changing Disney movies like that.
I mean, video games too.
But there's
Oh, yeah.
also so It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Apparently, there's some that you cannot get on streaming services.
Yeah, it's so bizarre that
And of course, South Park has one.
has a few that.
Yeah.
That like it's so bizarre
Buy
that
DVD, buy VHS, buy local.
physical
Yeah.
media.
It's probably a lot different.
Like it's a little dystopian that these streaming services
Now-
can just.
There is one, that Talladega Nights one drives me nuts.
What's that?
So there is a scene, and I don't know. I think there's 3 different versions of Talladega Nights. There's the theater version. There's the one made-for-TV cuts, and then
As
the
usual.
DVD version. So in the DVD version, there is not a scene that is in, I think, the made-for-TV version where he steals his mom's car while they're at the grocery store and goes for a drive.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's not in the DVD one.
Really?
Yeah, and at least not in the DVD one that I have.
That's so strange.
And it's not even in the deleted scenes or anything.
That's such a weird. Like
I think it is only in the the TV cut.
That's a really strange decision.
That has some of the funniest deleted scenes I've ever seen.
Oh my god!
Because not only do they do a lot more of the commercials, the fucking one where his mom walks in and it's after he's been mauled by the cougar in the car,
Yeah.
and he's sitting on the couch. He's sitting on the couch and she's like, "What did you do today?" And he goes, "I'm working on something." She's like, "Well, what'd you do?" He's like, "Well, I've got this thing, but I don't want to tell you about it. She's like, just tell me what it is. And he's just sitting there dead-eye staring at her. And then he farts, I love you. And she's like, how are you going to monetize that? He's like, I knew you wouldn't get it. He's like, do you know how much muscle control that takes?
You know, I love my grandma, but she crop dusted my car the other day. That shit pissed me off. I've never wanted to kill my grandma more than that moment.
Have you ever had this? This happened to me one time when I was in Walmart, and I'm going down an aisle, and it was one of those half aisles where they have the slit in the middle.
Oh.
And a lady walks in front of me, just with the walking farts. So every time she's taking a step, she's like,
If you got bubble guts, stay out of public shopping centers.
she's doing the walking farts, and I'm just like, did she not know I was here? Did she not give a
She
shit?
didn't give a shit.
And I was just like, what?
She's in Walmart. Dude.
Yeah, and
She gave several shits, in fact.
yeah, it was.
Dude, one time.
She was trying to give you pink eye.
And then there's been, and I guarantee Dustin's had to do this because he worked at a senior center. Or you still do, don't you?
No. I
worked at a nursing home.
Basically.
Yeah, Waffle Houses.
But it was, you worked at a nursing home. But there's sometimes where I've had to be mid-conversation with an old person and just pretend they didn't fart. And just be like,
Just pretend
and they do it too. They're
the
like,
most vile
Yeah.
thing.
and they dead-eyed like that didn't happen.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They
They
just
don't change the conversation.
What's
like,
worse?
mid-conversation, just-
Old people farts or dog farts?
oh, hey, listen. Dude, hey, listen.
Just
I'll tell you.
Both are rank as
the
shit.
awkwardness of the old people one is where you're like, we're going to pretend that didn't happen.
That's
Your
alright,
eyes are
cool.
watering, but you're still having to maintain
And I'm like,
stern
that was
contact.
That was a depend situation right there. I was like, I don't think that
One,
was.
dude, one time the nastiest fart situation I've ever encountered. That wasn't my own. when I was still married one time with my ex, I woke
That's
up.
a weird way to
Yeah,
start
I
a
woke
joke.
up. Listen, I woke up one morning. Cause I like to sleep bundled up in the covers. A lot of times it's up over my head, right? I woke up. I'd been in that predicament, just under the covers, blasted. Dude, it felt like I had been like thrown in Saddam's mustard gas chamber while I was asleep.
All right.
I thought I was
Short
gonna.
list of dictators.
I
by
thought I
Dustin
was gonna.
Goss.
I thought I was gonna throw up in the bed. It was awful. I got. You ever been woken up by being Dutch oven, dude?
Oh,
It is the worst. It's top 3 worst ways to
Almost
wake up.
killed my wife's dog by Dutch ovening it before. I mean, it's a small chihuahua.
The
It can
face
only-
they make sometimes is like, fuck you. The dog, when you can see a dog's face go, fuck you. I've seen my daughter's dog do that a few times. No, have you, speaking of, since I was talking about the pins, have you seen, I walked by that aisle the other day. Have you seen how attractive the people on the Depends cover are? I was
They're like
what kind of
75-year-old porn stars.
I was like, what? No, it's like a dude in his 30s or 40s, and I'm like, why do you need Depends, dude? What accident led to this?
It doesn't
It's
depend
not
on
accurate.
the colon, it depends on the kink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, we gotta. The sex appeal sells anything. We know this.
Sex appeal? I do like some good blues.
Talk to
That's
Kenny
what
G.
Bill Clinton called his friend. Sex appeal.
I thought you meant
Oh.
the feds.
Yeah, no. Oh, shit.
Oh my god. You know what? Here's to Depends. Shout out.
Honestly, I forgot what we were just talking about, too. Other than Depends.
And Bill Clinton.
Oh, yeah, the
We
dogs.
probably shouldn't
The
talk
dogs are
about
dead.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, that's how you get offed.
You'll get disappeared.
I could tell you all about the Mina and Clinton scandals. Somebody's
I'm
made
from Mina, dude.
Oh yeah.
I still have not only sides of my biological family living there, but my like married parts of my family there. And
were you,
you know
related?
what?
Were you related to the kids that were stabbed and put on railroad tracks?
You know what? You'd be surprised.
You mean to tell me there's shady shit going on?
Apparently they had.
I'm just saying, who has an airport and doesn't use it?
Yeah, they apparently had a lot of. So they were supposed to be using like the CIA cover was that they were training Colombians or whatever in Mina or some shit. But they had a real bad problem with them just hitting the ground and running.
Well,
They're like, we're here for military training and then just never see them again.
So the chances you could go to that airport and find drugs today are 50-50.
I saw a video of a dude that was staying the night in one of Pablo Escobar's like crashed planes or something, and it was like way out in the middle of Colombia, and like it was like a 3-day hike. But I was thinking like, man, what if he just accidentally finds a shit ton of cocaine or money?
So there's several houses in Colombia that were owned by him that are like just desolate now. Yeah. But if you were to open the walls, are full of money and or cocaine.
Yeah. There's been stories of like farmers that just found barrels of money that were buried in the ground.
That's what happens when you're a drug
finding
lord.
Drug money. There was I also seen one where a package about this big and that tall washed up on a beach and it was full of cocaine.
One of my favorite jokes by a comedian is like, if you do a crime so bad, they'll sentence you to like double life. I think that applies to Pablo Escobar and his kids now.
Oh,
like,
God.
At this point, like, double life for Pablo was just him and his son.
I was about to say, his son said some weird shit on the documentaries and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Because I think he tries to defend him, and I was like, my dad didn't do any of this shit.
He was actually a pretty good dad. Like, we played catch.
We went to Disney World. You've all seen the picture of us in front of the White House.
We got
I had a zoo in my backyard. Just like bringing a zoo to you.
I told my dad at 6-year-old I wanted a hippopotamus, and he got me 12.
I have an I Heart NY t-shirt. Need I say more?
That is a thing where, have you seen that show Cartel Kids? Mm-hmm. Like they all like have gold-plated AKs and just like Ferraris, and like born in America,
balling out of control.
I have a weird relationship with like dictators and like criminal children. Like I want to be one to benefit from that money, but at the same time, eventually they're gonna grow up and be exposed to that, and then they're like, nah. That's my dad.
It's like that. What's that? Was it Bedazzled?
Yeah. Like, how do you think your dad made that money?
Wakes up as a drug lord. Oh shit!
What do you mean your dad invented the chop suey machine?
Oh, that Happy Face Killer thing has gotten weird. Have you seen that new TV show? It's Dennis Quaid, it's about the daughter of a serial killer, basically. And you're like, oh, and it's about like the kids, like her kids, like the serial killer's grandkids are going to school, and like all the kids at school find out about it. So it's pretty freaking weird. Thinking about it. But I watched a documentary. That one's like a reenactment, but the documentary, they're like putting the victims, like the victims of the serial killer, like their family is fucking like doing a struggle session with the fucking serial killer's kids. Like, it's fucking awkward. You're like, your dad killed my mom and raped her? You're like,
Last House on the Left, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
He grounded me 2 weeks ago. I don't know what you
I
couldn't
help
it. I was in my room.
That is one of the most disturbing scenes in a movie ever. That Last House on the Left. That it is awkwardly long. Yeah, it's so long. And you're just like, and then you're like, oh, it keeps going. And then you're like,
I've watched some like weird movies that didn't feel as long as that scene.
Well, I Spit on Your Grave is way worse, but I mean, I think that one just being a better movie in like it's long. But you know what I Spit on Your Grave is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So
elephant tusk.
It's a real Ben Stiller movie of getting raped. Like she gets raped, then she goes to a cabin to get help, also gets raped, and then it ends up being the first people that raped her cabin, and she gets raped again, and then she escapes, does something else, and then I think it happens another time when she escapes the cabin and then.
Oh, so third time's the charm.
Yeah, it like happens out in the woods again or something.
I think it's called like elephant or
Tusk.
elephant tusk.
I've heard of Tusk.
It's
basically I haven't seen it.
It's a really weird one. And then there's like another one where it's like just a recreation of the Columbine thing.
Oh yeah.
And it's like those movies seem shorter than those scenes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they.
I feel like I find enlightenment through something like kind of tragic.
Yeah.
But something that's just violent and gory for the sake of shock, I'm like, I can do without.
That's why I don't really dig the Saw movies all that.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
The first two or three were kind of cool. It had a puzzle.
Yeah, like I don't knock the premise, but it became very apparent after like the first two.
It was gory.
I heard something weird about those. I think it is. I want to say Saw 1 and 2 were supposed to be not like two completely separate movies.
I could believe
like they didn't have anything to do with each other. And then I think they were filmed at like different times, didn't have anything to do with each other. And then they're like, let's make this one part of the series and just call it Saw.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was filmed as a completely different movie.
It kind of got the same Fast and Furious treatment.
That's one thing that's one thing that I think is going to be the.
Don't call it a callback, baby.
I think the coolest thing that I'm excited about with AI is you're going to be able to put like all the Star Wars into AI and then have it regenerate them to where they all make sense. They all have the same character. Like, there's not anybody getting replaced with.
Whatever happened to movies going in chronological order? Like, I hate starting at episode 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you could like have AI be like, put them in the correct order and just rewrite all of them to
be
where
better.
It's all congruent.
Yeah.
So, like Alien and Predator movies, like they're all over the place as far as like, and Aliens is too. Aliens kind of, you have to watch it in like this. There's like the chronological order of the movie is super fucking weird because they're all out of order as far as when they're taking place.
Yeah.
But like eventually we're gonna be able to feed that into AI and have it correct it all. Like rewrite these to where they make sense.
You know what's going to be weird is when AI forms our timeline based on movies.
Oh.
Yeah, that's going to be terrible.
Oh, boy.
AI uses as
what are they gonna...
Saving Private Ryan for World War II only.
Oh shit.
Or Band of Brothers.
Using that.
Oh yeah, it uses like that and like big red.
Yeah, because you would have to like unless you.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's not really getting books as
it's just getting movies.
He's just dazed and confused for the 70s.
Yeah, you would have to have like a PDF version of a book.
Forrest Gump becomes actual history.
Yeah, for real.
He becomes like a mythic figure.
That's still one of my favorite roast jokes I've wrote is fucking Kyle Gilbert looks like the fucking deleted scene where Forrest Gump does comedy.
Oh. You deserve a title run.
Just so you know, I'm a ghostwriter for roast. I don't actually do roast, but I will ghostwrite on these motherfuckers all the time.
That's good. Fayetteville's
shit.
been New Province Brewery in Fayetteville's been hosting the late night shows.
Yeah.
And the roast out there between the comics have been getting phenomenal.
Oh, I like to sit there and feed it to them. Like,
yeah.
Dude, I had the best one for fucking Joe Means after
I love
Marco
Joe
got
Means.
off stage. Fucking.
Have you had Joe Means?
Yeah, he's done it. Dude, we did a wild movie, Mom and Dad.
Oh.
Our minds were blown. That was just, I like kind of how they left. They don't explain why the fuck everybody's going crazy. They just see the static on the TV screen and go nuts and decide that they want to kill their kids. And that's the whole premise of the movie. It doesn't explain shit. but you're like, I'm good with it. It's,
Yep. It works.
And that's a wild. And then the grandparents show up at the end to kill them. That's a big twist.
Why did you know what? That's a how many? I wonder how many movies does it turn out that it's the grandparents or the villains?
More than you would think.
Yeah, it's gotta be
Hansel and Gretel. Is the witch a grandma?
Ooh. You know what? You're onto something there. Like, how many kids back in the day lived within walking distance of their family?
I don't know if y'all probably never heard the old version of my clean joke where I talk about my grandma drowning a child in the tub.
Drowning a child in the tub?
Yeah, the premise of that when that story originally was completely different, but I used to say my grandma would perform an 84-month abortion in a bathtub, but it was like I don't know why I took it out. I took it out because one, people can't do math, so it confused them. Man, if you get drunk, stupid people are like 84 a month. They would get a little confused.
Family-friendly comedy is weird. You can say abortion, but you can only say one fuck.
Yeah. I think so. At
84-month abortion.
So I think tonight is actually the anniversary of our family-friendly comedy show that I did at La Huerta with Sam and EJ. And after the show, there was a dad that was like, which I don't think it was me. I think Sam and EJ said condoms about 15 times in both their sets.
Yeah.
But one of the dads after the show came up to Sam and was like, I had to explain some things to my children. I was just like...
That sounds like a personal problem.
Well, I mean, look.
I was like, don't lie to them, dumbass. Don't fucking tell them the
Have you
truth.
never been a parent before?
Yeah.
Make some shit up.
Lie to them.
What'd you say when your kid asked, hey, Dad, why is the sky blue?
Yeah.
God's a crip, obviously.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yo.
Shout out, kids.
Hey, they be vibing.
I do jiu-jitsu on my kids.
Questions.
They will just give you like a straight up opinion too. They don't. I kind of respect it.
It's pure honesty though. They just
my
have
daughter
no
gave
filter.
me one of the like kind of the icebreakers that I've been using on stage, depending on how I'm dressed. Because like if I'm wearing my black and shit, I'll do my bouncer bit. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I know everyone's wondering why the bouncer has the fucking microphone when he came to a comedy show. But then it's actually when I have these red shoes on like this, I'll have my flannel on or whatever. I was leaving to go do a comedy show and I asked my daughter how I looked and she goes, "You look like a third grader on picture day." I was like,
Yeah, I love
fuck.
that. I love that.
I was like, damn. I was so proud. But I was like, that kind of hurts, but that was fucking hilarious.
You look like if you had sons, you would be the baseball coach.
Yeah. I fucking hate baseball. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, but the things we do for our kids, right?
Yeah.
Dude, hey,
My son
listen.
was like, I want to play baseball. I was like, fuck.
Baseball.
I guess I'm coach.
Yeah.
Baseball is fucking nuts. I was friends with a kid growing up, and we were at his birthday party at his house, and his dad made him leave his own birthday party to go to baseball practice.
That's dedication.
While the rest of us were just at their house.
I know that
Fucking.
kid. His name's Andrew Benintendi.
When I played, I barely remember T-ball, but I played T-ball, and I did T-ball and pitching machine, and I only played baseball for like 2 years, and it was because my mom made me. But I was traumatized from T-ball because you know how they make a kid stand in the fucking pitcher position?
Yeah.
And just fucking take one?
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking dangerous.
I mean,
But he's not even. But I hit my. So, in T-ball, my best friend was fucking the pitcher during practice, and I hit it off the tee, and it popped up and hit him right in his mouth, and there was so much blood, and I'm like 5 or 6 years
third
old.
baseman get his nose smashed in.
At the All-Star game, a dude ran into he lost it in the sun. It hit him right in the nose.
Yeah.
That was pretty gross.
Dude,
I played catcher.
Oh
minute.
shit! Really?
For some reason,
Dustin
you
plays
just like
catcher.
dug down,
Yeah,
kids would
dude.
like run and smash
Pitcher
their
and catcher.
knees.
Ayo.
You
I
can
think
just
they-
flip
I'm a
them
switch
over.
hitter.
I think they changed that to bottoms now. so-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn
They-
you, Jimmy Jones.
They have words for that.
The one
Football
time,
calls it a tight end.
you know what? You know what?
Got out the draft.
No, the
Nick-
fact that fucking Aaron Hernandez was not in.
Nick, I have to apologize because I did lie to you.
All right.
I did play one game of baseball.
Oh shit.
Like actually
All right.
one
Let me
actual.
guess. You
sanctioned
were
game of
in
baseball.
left field.
Church league.
I was in left field.
And you didn't even pay attention. You picked the flowers or paid attention to the butterflies.
No, I did pay very close attention. The ball never even came my way, so
That's
I was
a good
spared.
day.
So I was spared. Yeah,
Your pitcher
I had a
did
good
his
day
job.
in the outfield. Now, the flip side of that, though. Now here's I want to
It's
set the
boring.
precedent. I want to set the precedent. By the way, I had never played baseball. But the same friend that had left his own birthday party for baseball practice, one day, he and his dad came to me and were like, "Hey, listen,
We need
we're
a player.
we're a kid short.
You
Oh,
don't
shit,
have
that's
to do
hilarious.
anything
Would
in
you-
left field.
Would you just like come stand in left field? You may only
no
have to."
8-year-old can hit it
You
that
may only
far.
have to bat once. We'll do like some light batting practice with you. Come stand in. I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I got
That's-
you. You're my homie. So I did it. I did some batting practice. I could tell his dad was super disappointed in me.
That's a good, honest coach.
And,
I got the name of your first special. Came my way.
Yeah, you came my way. Yeah, dude. Listen. And
out of left field.
you guys admitted it.
Straight out the dugout.
Nick, you hit it on the head. Like all day in the outfield, I had nothing
Foul
going on.
tip.
I had nothing going on. The one time I had to get in the batter's box. Okay, now mind you,
All you
we're
gotta do is stand
we're like-
there, dude.
we're like,
Either you walk, they hit you, or
Yeah.
you lose.
yeah, exactly. That's basically what he told me. But he walked me through some basic batting practice.
Batter's box
Just
with your
in
mom's
case.
stage name.
Yeah. Boy, howdy, you were an art. My dad met my mom in the middle of trying to fight a whole pack of gypsy women. Okay,
Oh,
that's
His
shit.
dad's
That's a
contact
whole-
name is pinch hitter.
that's a whole other story. But so I stepped in the batter's box. I took strike one looking. I was like, all right.
As every good hitter does.
By the way, we're like 12, but they're pitching probably like 50 miles an hour still at this point.
no,
you
they're
know?
not.
It sure felt that way. It was.
It's like 36
I don't
on
know.
a good day.
I don't know about that. But we're 12, 13. Anyway, so probably like the second or third
boys.
pitch. Probably like the second or third pitch. Dude hit me square in the fucking knuckles on my
Take your
hand.
base.
Yeah. I immediately started going to first base, and look, I'm a little bitch. I started crying. Like, that shit hurt.
You look like you were.
Justin didn't go to Catholic school.
I was
He
fucking.
Never took it to the
My
level.
friend's dad was doing first base coach, so I'm like going to first base, but also going to him like, fuck. The umpire ruled that I had swung,
And you had to go
and I
back.
had to go back
Oh shit.
to fit. Yeah, and so I struck out. I just like stood there like I didn't even try. I was just like, please.
I think in like 9 years of playing baseball, I got 5 hits. I would rather get hit, and I did,
I think
than actually swing the bat.
when I got the pitching machine, I think they caught on to the fact that I thought it was hilarious to hit cars. So I was just like cranking foul balls out into the parking lot. And just watching parents' faces have a meltdown when they're like, oh shit, that's my car. I was just like, yes.
Because I played catcher, and so many kids would let go of the bat on their
Yeah.
backswing, and it would hit you. I got a lot of respect, so I was like, you know what? I'm just never gonna swing ever. Like, there's no way I can hit the catcher if I just never take the bat off my shoulder.
That's why he's divorced. He didn't want to swing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Actually, ironically, I was the only one pushing the swing. Anyway. Like I said, switch hitter.
You
Anyway,
know,
you got
a little,
Yeah.
a little Espanola
Which one you
can
want?
help that.
I don't matter. They're all good. I'll take pineapple there. Speaking of swingers, take the pineapple.
Yeah.
You gotta
You
open
gotta
it
drink,
upside down.
drink it upside down, yeah.
I like like this mango. I don't
want
like
a shotgun
mango
in
at
your
all.
beautiful studio here.
He has a
Dude, I had to
backyard.
quit smoking cigars down here. I walked in like the next day and was like, holy shit.
So, how long of podcasting, Adam, does it take before you start hunting elks barehanded?
I think I'm too old and fat to be chasing elk around.
No, hey, now,
And
don't.
now, if we're gonna go gun some stuff down out of a helicopter, I'll do
I'll
that.
do that shit.
Hey, listen.
I
As
won't,
far as
I'll
getting-
never shoot
getting
a
in
gun.
shape to
I'm
run
a
around.
passive-
You wanna hear a funny story about gunning shit down in a helicopter? My dad, working for Cox Communications, years ago did a lot of work out at Fort Chaffee, and Fort Chaffee has a permanent SEAL
Training
barracks.
you? Yeah.
Yeah, because this area is an ideal, like realistically, is an ideal location for training and all types of terrain.
Not really.
weather. Yeah, no, it really is.
Where in the world is built like
Well, we have
Fort Smith?
the point. The
Arkansas?
point is we get
Oh.
the point is we get all the different types of weather. There's lots of different types of terrain and whatever, what have you. But there's a SEAL barracks out of Chaffee, and years ago there was a wild hog infestation. And
That's
the
the name
game.
of the strip club your mom went to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you nailed it. You were her favorite patron, I hear. Yes.
Yeah.
So the game, basically, as I understand it, the game warden basically went out there and was like, "Hey, if you guys want to help deal with these hogs, it's kind of open season."
Allegedly.
Those are the wrong words to use with Navy SEALs because allegedly they took some helicopters
Rocket
up
launchers,
with their
yeah.
fucking miniguns and M60s and were just mowing down
Oh,
hogs.
you can just pay to do that in Texas.
Yeah, I mean,
You can go they charter trips. Like
We're pro-life until we want to
Yeah.
fly in a helicopter.
anything made better with Creedence Clearwater Revival, it gets a pass.
Can we put that in the Constitution? If you have CCR in the background, whatever you do is legal.
It's legal.
legal. It's international waters.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone is robbing a bank, but they're like, "Oh fuck, hold on, boombox."
It's like when I have some of those that show up in my reels and shit of people with international or diplomatical immunity, and they're talking to cops, and dude, that's all fucking hilarious. They're like,
How come none of the credit card scammers try to claim that?
Yeah.
They're like, "Give me gift card. I have diplomatic immunity."
there's some dude in a Ferrari with diplomatic immunity and gets pulled over by some dipshit cop, and he's just like, "Fuck you, you can't do shit to me." It's just like,
Like yourself.
I thought that was just a thing in the movies.
No,
I mean, it's a real
apparently-
thing, but usually
That's
reserved for certain very high level.
Lethal Weapon.
shots.
That was a big part of the storyline in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
He's untouchable because he has diplomatic immunity.
Like most presidents
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, and there's like
Because you
35.
can't really arrest them.
I mean,
Oh,
Like, of other countries.
yeah, I mean.
Oh, well, like ambassadors. I mean, I would think most of our ambassadors that are in
They
other
have
countries
it.
or whatever have them. Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
There's
It's
no
like,
telling what those fuckers are up
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
They're going buck
That's-
wild, dude.
that's some wild stuff to think
I'd be
about.
suspicious of the one that's like, yeah, send me to Cambodia or Thailand. You're like,
The
You know,
Philippines.
The owner
sounds
of
nice,
the New York Jets was an ambassador.
yeah. That seems like he's whatever.
His
Need
team
I say more?
is a terror emblem.
He was hanging
Terrible
out. He was hanging
things.
out with Aaron Rodgers.
They were doing ayahuasca in Britain.
Oh man, that one. I think it was one of the news that lady that used to work for CNN or whatever that went down there said she was like groped by the shaman
I
when she was
mean,
doing ayahuasca.
It do be like
Yeah,
that though.
no shit. Yeah, you're in a foreign country.
I
That dude hasn't seen titties in fucking.
The only titties he's seen has been his family's.
Yeah,
Give him a break.
dude, that would. Can you imagine?
Let him comp a
he
field.
just misunderstood. Pinch me, I'm dreaming. That's
Can
all.
you imagine if you lived in one of those tribes in Africa from National Geographic where you're just seeing your grandma's titties all the time? That's fucking terrible.
I mean,
Oh god.
you know what's wild?
Yeah,
I
I
bet they don't have any problem showing knees.
Yeah.
No, dude. Hey.
My,
No one gets a boner from
that was
any
a-
kneecaps.
That was a
Now
hilarious
the
story in
interior
my.
of the knee.
Maybe.
That was a hilarious story in my family. Is my mom told me it was my one of my uncles was going to the strip club and like spending his whole damn paycheck and shit every once in a while. And when my grandma found out about it, she's like, "If you want to see titties, I'll show you titties." And just boom. It's like, okay, I'll quick go to the strip club. Don't do that.
You know
You know what? It worked.
Yeah, obviously
Yeah.
it worked.
That's why we respect our elders. 'Cause they have unconventional methods of teaching.
I love that.
What if it wouldn't have worked, though? What if he was like, Grandma, I really wanted to go to the strip club again?
Yeah. I love the through line in beer pong, or what's that, beer fest. You remember
Yeah,
that with
yeah,
the guys,
yeah.
the broken lizard guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The grandma's just, let me warm up that sausage for you. And she's like slapping a sausage and warming it up with her hands.
Oh yes.
And they're like, Gam Gam was a whore.
Slap and tickle.
Gam Gam is a wild name, just saying.
That's one thing that the Jack Black thing, every time I see him in a kid's movie, I'm like, I loved all things Tenacious D's. And now he, like, the Kung Fu Panda is, all I see is like him talking about the French tickler. And the
Yeah.
I think Jack Black could remake Miss Doubtfire and it still be the same movie.
Yeah.
Maybe so. But unfortunately he's got 7-year-olds burning down movie theaters right now because of fucking chicken jockeys.
Kung Fu Panda?
Minecraft. He's in the
Minecraft,
Minecraft one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boy.
but yeah, this shit that I grew
I
up
don't
with
know
him
what that
saying
is.
and seeing.
What?
All the Tenacious D's TV show shit.
Yeah.
The CDs, the Tenacious D's CDs are fucking hilarious.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, it's not.
I
It's not
remember
that
when it
it's
came out.
so out of line, I guess, with like just how it goes with like mainstream Hollywood. I mean, like look at Eddie Murphy, for example. I mean, dude was.
He said, "I can only do." That's what I think. Joe Rogan said something about that one day. He was like, "I'm only doing kids movies so they don't fucking come at me with the whole picking up trans women in the."
Imagine the royalties, though, from kids' movies, though.
Oh yeah,
Probably better than regular movies,
Mhm.
by far.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he got arrested for picking up a trans woman and was like, "I was just giving her a ride."
You're on
Oh,
episode
a
77,
ride for sure.
78, roundabout. We can fix it in post-production.
Yeah.
Sure. Insert number here.
Do you have a plan for your grand episode 100?
I think I'm saving 8mm for the last.
Ooh.
I don't
That's
know.
a great butt plug.
But then, yeah. But then he's just gonna come out with another movie.
Of
Yeah.
course,
I mean, I don't see him until he dies. We can't really call it quits because I think he will do it until he dies.
Oh yeah. Dude, this podcast basically is going on in perpetuity. It's just
Man, how is he gonna die though? That doesn't, how does Nick Cage die?
All right.
Somebody call Miss
Take 2
Cleo.
seconds.
Yes.
Take 3 seconds. We'll think about this.
Oh, 90s,
Everybody come up
90s
with an
reference.
answer. How does Nick Cage die?
I think it has to be plane crash.
Falling piano.
Stake to the heart.
You gotta,
Ooh.
he's gotta be one of the famous people that died in a plane crash, so he's like forever
Commemorated.
commemorated by like.
Ooh. The
Like
first
what- like-
person to get killed by an NBA player during a game.
Oh, during a game?
Yeah.
Oh boy, that'd be.
I mean,
He
Ron
gets
Artest
trampled.
almost did it.
Yeah.
He tried.
He
He
gets
definitely
trampled
tried.
by LeBron
Meta world
James or
peace.
something.
Yeah.
Man, I like that dude. Respect for fighting fans. 'Cause
Oh,
sometimes
dude,
they
that,
deserve
dude,
They
it.
do
the amount
definitely.
of people that love
It's
that,
unfortunate
like,
he fought the wrong fan.
I think
but-
they'll-
No, he won
So-
that fight, dude.
that was in.
Sure, he got suspended, but he won the fight.
That's
the
it.
look on that dude's face
That's in a Bill Burr
as
special.
Ron Artest is
Yeah.
charging at him, just like, oh shit.
That's what Bill Burr. It's in one of Bill Burr's specials. He's like,
Oh my
I
god.
forget how it goes, but it's a definitely a Bill Burr
Oh.
bit about Ron Artest beating the shit out of him.
Love it.
As I've gotten older, I've gotten more agreeable to the idea. If you work in public, like, service somehow, you should be allowed to fight one person per day.
Oh, shoot, dude. Oh, man.
I think that's fair.
That would cut down on the dumb regular interactions you gotta have real quick.
So Friday about 3 o'clock at work, I had the weirdest fucking conversation. I thought I was getting pranked at one point. So I'm talking to this dude. So he was telling me that some shop put on the wrong bumper on his car, so now his forward collision sensor is not working. Mm-hmm. And then he ended up having to, while he was getting the car fixed, as soon as he got it back, he got another wreck. So he has like 2 open claims and 2 problems. And he was telling me, I was like, did you talk to the inside adjusters? And he goes, yeah, I talked to Tabitha. Her name was Tabitha, but I think she was black.
What?
And I was like, okay. And then he was like, and then I was talking to Aisha. She was definitely black. And I was like, I was like, all right. And then a few seconds later, he goes on, yeah, I got my car at this body shop, and this nice white guy was helping me. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Dude, I laughed into the phone, was like, what the fuck are you doing right now?
Just filling out a bingo card.
See,
I know. I was like, this has got to be, someone's filming this shit right now. What are you doing to me, dude?
Last month I've totaled my car, right? And I had to get a rental. I would describe my experience as dealing with a nice person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, he wasn't wrong.
Well,
I went to check their Microsoft Teams profile photo.
At least he's telling
He nailed it.
Hey,
and
look.
Dude, the even weirder thing is, this is like a 25-year-old kid. This isn't like an old racist old white dude. This isn't a racist old white dude. This is a dude from Oklahoma who's 25.
He's just
he's
aware.
from Oklahoma. That
Maybe
explains
don't
a lot.
have the internet.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the internet, and
he really
doesn't
took
know.
offense to the Trail of Tears highway.
That that is funny to think. Well, I don't know.
You
Canada,
notice how it's Trail of Tears, and then you go like 2 miles, and it's like Sergeant Blankety Blank Highway.
Yeah.
Like they tried to erase that part of the highway.
Yeah, I mean they did that to the freaking bases and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's strange. I forgot what the hell I was talking about.
Life is crazy.
We're coming to, where did Dustin go? You pissing out there?
Probably.
This podcast went off the fucking rails a while ago.
We be having a good time.
Yeah, I forgot what the fuck we were just talking about. I'm high as shit right now. And I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
We should have just started another fucking kids movie.
We probably could have.
The camera is fucking overheating. Good. We got the old trusty old camera though.
Hey,
That's why I let it run as a backup, because there are a couple. The very first episode, the video cuts out halfway through, and it's not because the way I transferred the video was wrong. I took the card out of the camera and put the card into this computer. And it corrupted the file for some reason when I tried to transfer it, and fucked up the video. You're supposed to use the camera as, and hook it into it to use as an interface, and I didn't. So the first episode of this podcast is the last half is just audio only. So, but
we'll figure it out.
That's what I'm thinking about. Once I'll get like higher quality cameras, higher quality microphones, and all that. Once we get to the end of the Nick Cage movies, then we'll just fucking start over with good equipment and shit.
Are you not using Shure's?
Those are Zooms. It's the same company that makes the recorders. And then this is just a cheap Fender one, which sounds about the same as those.
You should be able to get some old school Shure mics for pretty cheap.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think there is like one that the standard one for all podcasts, like what Joe Rogan and everybody uses. But also, what pisses me off about that is like, man, I want my podcast to look badass, like have good $high cameras and audio equipment and good nice background and shit like that. But if you go look at the biggest podcast in the world, like Joe Rogan, like Legion of Skanks and shit like that, their first episode sucked. The audio, yeah.
I mean, I look at it like this. When you're 65, 75, 80, you're going to look back and actually remember the earliest ones.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that mean the most.
My grandkids are going to be pissed when they find this.
They're going to
That is one of the awkwardest things. My son, luckily, my YouTube is like, not age restricted, but make it not for kids or whatever on there. And the school computers have a fucking block on them because one of the kids was like, I guess Huck told him he does stand up, and the kid was like, bullshit, and he Googled me, and he was like, pulled up my YouTube, and they're like, have a conversation with the teachers real quick on this one when they see
That's
me.
not my fault.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know.
Why do I have to be here?
I'm constantly dodging this at work, so
You're a cheap guy.
That's the thing. I'm not so worried about the stand-up as if they actually dig through me doing mushrooms and shit on this podcast. Me and fucking Richard. You remember Richard?
Oh yeah.
Me and Richard took mushroom. They look just like those gummies we took, but we took mushroom gummies and watched Astro Boy. It was a lot like this. I paid no attention to the movie. I have no idea what G-Force was about.
We need to get like the whole Fort Smith crew together. We all do mushrooms and watch a Nick Cage movie.
I don't know.
Do an episode of this podcast.
I don't mushroom. I haven't. So I did quite a few in one or 2 weeks, and that's about it. I haven't done them a lot, but I've done them like a handful of times. And I was like, one time I took like. I think I took, was it 1 gram? Is it gram or milligram? I don't remember how gram. Yeah, I did 1 gram, and then took an edible with it, and I think the edible outdid the mushrooms.
Probably.
It overdid them, and then I think the second time I took 5. I took like 5.5, and then so my wife had the bright idea of putting on Tropic Thunder, which. Trying to explain it, so me and my wife are both on mushrooms, and she's tripping balls because it's a movie within a movie, and you're on mushrooms, so it's like really hard to follow when someone dies or gets blown up. She's like, okay, was that fake or was that a movie inside the movie? And then also for some reason she thought everybody had like ridiculous lipstick on. And so she was like, why is his lips like that? And I was like, they look normal to me. What are you talking about? She's like, no, his lips are huge and red. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So one of my teenage daughters walk in while we're fucking high as shit watching Tropic Thunder because we thought they were all asleep. She walks in at the middle of the night, and I'm like, I was like, try to pretend like you're fucking sober and talk to your teenager right now.
Oh God.
Which is fucking hilarious and challenging when you're like, talking to your kids and like try to not be high as shit. But I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, having a conversation in my head with myself as I'm talking to her, and I'm like, I'm nailing this right now. She doesn't suspect a fucking thing. And then out of nowhere my wife goes, why do your fucking lips look like to my daughter? And I was like, and I broke. I was like, shh. But I was doing so fucking good. And it's like when you're with a drunk chick and the cop pulls you over and you have any drugs in the car? And you're like, no. And she's like, what about all those drugs in the bag?
Those
Shit.
aren't drugs. Those are supplements.
Yeah. But I was like, I'm killing this conversation right now. She doesn't suspect it. My wife was like, why do your lips look so I don't know why that she did that was her thing when she was on mushrooms. She's like, one, she couldn't follow the movie. It was tripping her out. But she was like, everybody's lips look like friggin' you're doing blackface.
The comedian Josh Wolf has been known to do comedy sets on mushrooms.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could.
He does a podcast every weekend or whatever where he goes in his backyard and does mushrooms.
Yeah, that's
the whole premise of the podcast. He's the reason that I wear Puma shoes. Too.
Puma shoes.
Yeah. So he has Josh Wolf has a contract with Puma, and they do this big charity deal with, like, Josh Wolf does a charity deal with Puma every year, and that's the reason I started wearing them.
Pumas.
Stupid story, yeah, but yeah, Puma actually like works with comedians. It's kind of cool.
That's cool. Puma.
I wear
Look
your
at
shoes.
Least Adam
I
up,
buy your
dude.
shoes already.
Puma, I have some of your soccer cleats. They're the best I've ever owned, honestly.
I'm into cougars.
Same. Send some our way, you know. I don't care if they bite.
They take their teeth out first.
We call that a gummy.
There was an old man. There was an old man that used to come to the gym. My wife worked at the gym, and I'd be there working out. There was this old man that he would come to the gym every day, go down there for about 5 minutes, and then just set up in the lobby for like 3 hours and talk to everybody. And I was talking to him one day after I worked out, and he was like, "Well, if you ever get a chance to get a blowjob from a girl with dentures, you better not pass it up." And my wife is sitting right there, like, she go, "He better pass it up." I'm like, "I don't know. Let's hear this old man out." Dentures, gummy blowjobs might be great.
We just call them gummies. You get one before every show.
Yeah. Oh shit. Nothing on
I
that
should
one.
have thought about that last Wednesday when we did the contest for the Puff Puff Laugh for Saturday.
What? Oh, y'all did a contest?
Yeah.
The
on
open
Wednesday,
mic contest.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
The winner got a paid
Who was it?
spot. It went to Kyle Gilbert.
Oh, what a fucking loser. Fuck you, Kyle.
Kyle is a legend, a homie I have nothing but good things.
That's where
to
you're
say
at in your
about him.
comedy career. You're out here winning open mics.
You are.
Hey,
Hey,
and you know what? And once
That's
again,
hilarious.
he did it on the back of threatening to fuck me. So
Did he
let's-
really?
Yeah,
Is that his whole set?
Not the whole set, not
Oh.
but he did absolutely, like, the last, like, 30 seconds. He was like, you know what? One of these days, I'm gonna break that twink in half.
You know what? At
So
this point,
shout out Kyle Gilbert.
we're all either waiting for Kyle to settle down with a nice lady or Dustin Goss.
Yeah, that's.
One of the two gotta happen.
Either's
Make
fine.
your pick, Kyle.
I say you sue him just so we have to talk about this in court and it makes it to documentation.
Oh yeah,
That's what
You
Bill
know,
Burr's
we could just
Paper
have
Tiger
him
is
go
like
on
that.
like one of the daytime judge shows.
Yeah.
You know,
that is hilarious when they have to read your joke out or something
like
in
Maury.
court.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about that when my wife stepped on. There was like a clear lid sitting right by the steps, and she stepped on it and fell all the way down the fucking steps.
Oh, wild.
And my first thought was, they're never gonna believe I didn't push her.
Yes.
She was like, I was like, I have literally 2 or 3 jokes about pushing her downstairs.
Fuck.
I was like, I can't wait to be reading these in court. Did you or did you not say you were thinking about pushing your wife down a flight of stairs?
I would never
Your
make
Honor.
a joke about domestic violence.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have a joke.
One of my favorite jokes is about domestic
They
violence.
called that the old Catholic abortion when you push your wife downstairs.
Oh my god.
Man,
Oh shit.
you're a legend. And
Goddamn.
thanks for bringing us to
Those
watch
have been-
1.5 child's
Those have been
movies.
so much- That
so
does-
much fun.
That does cross my mind sometimes when comedians get famous for doing something other than comedy. Like, you're like, man, maybe I
Murder.
should fucking do something wild. Like, if you like streak at a game, punch a famous person in the face.
It could be worth it.
Because
You know
then
what?
they start playing your, like, they do that, like, when you do something wild, they play your comedy
That's
clips.
true.
Because,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're on the news. And, they're
And
like,
it's
"Look at
hilarious
this
because
fucking psycho.
It's hilarious because they don't even edit out the laughs.
Like they're like,
They
look
just
at
show
this
you.
hilarious
They
guy.
just show you
Yeah.
crushing. They're just giving you
That's what
free
I'm saying.
publicity.
That's what I'm saying. If I rob a bank and then they pull up my YouTube, I'm gonna be like,
Do I gotta send the news like my best 7 minutes before
Yeah.
that so they can splice it together good? Because I don't have a good
Just
7
like
yet.
instead of sending them a QR code, you send them like a fucking Zodiac letter.
yeah.
If they crack it, it's got the URL to your hidden YouTube channel.
Just do the Unabomber thing. Fucking-
Do the Manson thing.
what was it? How did the Unabomber do that? It's like, He wasn't saying he would turn himself in. He was doing. He was threatening him. He was like, "Yeah, I'll bomb this place if you don't play this on the news." And then they finally gave in and put out the industrial society.
Who's your favorite domestic terrorist?
Oh, the Unabomber for sure. The industrial societies is like one of the best fucking written things you've ever seen until you get to the end and he starts like talking about the violence and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Took a weird turn there. Like 3/4 of that thing is just like, holy shit, this dude's predicting the future.
I don't know. You know about the Killdozer?
Yeah, that one's pretty good too.
That dude's pure American. He's better than Paul Revere in my opinion.
Yeah.
He really fought for American freedom.
That would.
I mean,
honestly, I think if he had
not
like
wrong.
a few more years of technology, because the monitor that he was using was terrible.
He was using the
a
same
squ-
controller that Sea Patrol vehicle used
Yeah.
when it exploded.
Ocean.
It looked like
Yeah.
his TV looked like off the '70 Alien movies, like just the black and green.
It was a
It's
Sony.
Like,
The same Sony Japan used for their subs.
you switched up your
Just the- like-
targeting computer. What's wrong?
What if that dude's in heaven going, holy shit, they got drones now.
Star Fox, what the fuck?
Drones would have been way easier to do.
What are the
Than a
Ukrainians
dozer.
doing
He's like,
with
I had to buy a dozer. You telling me a $300 drone can blow some shit up?
Man.
Him and the OKC bomber both.
Oh, that dude.
The guys at the OK Corral have to be pissed. They're like, we didn't have to stand 12 steps
Yeah.
away.
That whistling diesel dude had bought a part of the Killdozer.
Yeah. He's rebuilding the whole thing.
Oh yeah, man. That's,
Like in terms of just his
he
own
bought
way.
the exact same
Refabbing.
Yeah. That's.
It's sick, dude.
Oh, his is gonna be awesome with the fucking technology with
The
the cameras and
government's
shit.
gonna kill him so fast.
I mean, hey,
It
God
wouldn't be
bless him.
hard to make his look like an accident. He does enough stupid shit.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he fucking died running a Ford Ranger down a fucking steep hill.
Note to everybody, if you're gonna do something dumb, don't record it. That way it can viably be.
I don't know. That's how you get
a
rich.
mystery.
That's terrible advice if you're from a Jackass era.
Yeah.
You have to record the stupid shit to monetize
you
it.
do. Just maybe don't. You know.
You can only monetize things if you're not committing crime.
I don't know. Some of these borderline. I mean, I don't know. Surely that dude got some views for the shooting the YouTube star.
Beyonce's been stealing a living for decades now. So
Ooh, hey, leave Beyonce alone. She didn't do anything. She's a queen, from what I hear.
wow.
I can name.
She's got enough money to buy a country. I'll give it to her.
didn't vote
She could buy me for
Yeah.
$7.
I mean, sure.
That's an oddly accurate number. What is $7 that he needs?
Nacho Bel Grande.
I'll give you
$5.99.
There's something that he wants that is exactly $7.
Nick, I'll give you $7 right now. What do you want?
Nacho Bel Grande. I didn't get one earlier.
We already had Taco Bell.
I know I didn't get one earlier.
Well,
Now
that
You
seems
know
a
what?
mistake.
I need $7 in Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Well,
I
tell
need
you
a
what.
Slinky.
He's gonna have to borrow a kid to take it to Chuck E. Cheese.
I have one.
Oh yeah.
Conveniently, right next door to Chuck E. Cheese is a plasma donation center. We'll just send you to the back rooms where they take out your kidney, and I think you should be good to go. That probably covers like 10 Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
tokens.
Adrenochrome out of Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about
Yeah.
that adrenochrome in a long time. What
It's
happened there?
because
Flat Earth take over that one?
that
Well, yeah.
it's a very
I think that was true, so they're trying to keep it down on the internet
Yeah,
very
it's
well.
a conspiracy. My favorite is that birds are fake.
That one is pretty good. I tried to tell that to Chase because he's a bird watcher and he was having no part of birds
Well,
are fake.
He
There are fake bird drones though. That
He's,
are
he's
awesome.
fallen victim to capitalist bird propaganda. And I saw
Big birds.
a dude like 2 years ago here in Van Buren, or over in Van Buren, I saw a van that all over it said like birds are not real, like all kinds of shit like that. It was the fun. I got.
They
a
were
picture
letting
of it
us
on my
know.
phone. It was so funny. It was
That's
on
my favorite.
It was on the
one.
back of a tow truck.
That's my favorite one. That like I wish I'd never come across because I never would have believed any of the others. Like, it takes one dumb one that you're like, okay, that could be true, for you to look at all the others and be like, but what if it is true? And the moment you start doing that, it's over. So I've tried to pull away from conspiracies.
Oh, dude,
but there's so much fun.
I used to watch the Sam Tripoli is the king of conspiracies, and I used to watch Tinfoil Hat podcast. He got taken down off YouTube. They don't let him do it anymore because he got so fucking wild with these conspiracies. But dude, the fact that like there's, whether you believe most of them or not, there's like a little bit of truth in a lot of them because there's like some evidence to it.
That's the key with any good conspiracy.
Yeah, they extrapolate from one piece of evidence and go like a crazy amount. But
that's what the birds are fake argument's built off. Is in the Northeast, the government dropped a spray from so many feet up that they confirmed they did to control the bird population. Killed 600,000 birds. Almost 1 million.
Yeah, there is documented case of them doing, basically dropping chemtrails. I think it was in Missouri, on like St. Louis or some shit.
Yeah, they killed all the birds, but they're still
and everybody
birds,
got cancer too.
And now bird drones, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what caused autism. How many people came through Ellis Island and were exposed to the bird killing
stuff? One of my new bits that I was gonna take to the open mics now is like, did CTE cause me to have autism or autistic characteristics?
So,
because I was like, I started getting concussions. I started racing motocross when I was 3, so I've had concussions since then. So, can't really fucking tell if I was autistic to begin with, or if the CTE made me autistic. But when you like motorcycles instead of trains, you seem to slide under the radar.
Yeah. You're a normal kid at that point.
You seem pretty cool.
Yeah.
In the 90s, there was no
Are you
spectrum.
smoking cigarettes?
Do you have a leather jacket?
Because you might be autistic.
Yeah.
Or a grease.
What if baseball teams had to wear leather uniforms?
The MLB in like the year 1999 or 2000 did, or sometime in the 90s, I think, did like a future night, like week where all the teams wore like futuristic uniforms.
And they were all super lame.
Boy, they were. Most of them were dog shit.
Hot shit.
Yeah. Oh boy. A lot of them were like the like not fully cut off, not fully like tank top sleeves, but they were like.
Oh yeah.
That, like
looked like they had shoulder pads.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, just awful.
I like throwbacks to like the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Right before my time.
Everything was more vibrant, more colorful.
And you. Never mind.
No.
In the 90s.
Shut up.
We did a lot of orange in the 90s.
Yeah, I'm a Broncos fan.
I had some orange pants.
Heyo.
I had some like nylon orange pants that were my favorite.
You know why the sunset is orange and blue? Because God's a Broncos fan.
I don't.
No, that's not as good as the South Park where they fucking they call the cops and tell everybody that their parents molested them. And so all the parents are no longer in the town, it's just the children. And they start doing the Lord of the Flies thing, but every night they sacrifice somebody to the statue of John Elway.
Yeah, that's good. We do that in Denver. I'd be a part of that.
That's one of they sacrifice Kenny to John Elway.
Anything for the Lombardi.
Yeah, that's right. We just need one more, baby. Bo Nix for 6.
All right. Look up. Can you look up some WrestleMania results so far?
We're getting into WrestleMania.
Yeah. Listen,
Look
hey,
that up,
shut
Jamie.
up. Look, I'm out of data. I'd have to get my card out.
It's on. It was on live today, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were watching earlier. Jey Uso beat Gunther to become
Shout
the
out,
new
no spoilers.
I
World
accidentally-
Heavyweight Champion. Shout out main event Jey Uso.
Why do you want spoilers?
Yeet.
I accidentally
wanna know
clicked
what's
on it when I was
going
trying to
on.
get to Supercross and got pissed off.
I want to know what's going on, dude. I know.
Are you a wrestling fan too?
No, I do
No?
kind of like when
Okay.
I was a kid. When I was a kid, the whole backyard wrestling thing
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
blowing up. I remember going to stay the night at my friend Keith's house, and we're fucking body slamming each other through fucking tables and hitting their
God
brothers
damn.
with trash cans and shit, trying to.
At the backyard wrestling video game.
Mankind was
That's
the.
why I like death matches and like weird tangents. Like me and Dustin watched this compilation of weird match types, and one was like a barbed wire exploding ring death match piranha tank.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fucking crazy.
The end was literally a dude got put in a tank of piranhas, and his opponent put like a slab of barbed wire 2x plywood over the top of it,
And the whole
Oh,
ring
yeah.
exploded.
And
It was
just,
like,
it
this
was
is
just in a tank of piranhas.
yeah. It was like, what the fuck? But
It was in Japan.
did he die?
Dude.
No.
No. Surprisingly, they were not as
That
bloodthirsty.
Vince McMahon documentary was wild.
Oh,
They didn't even
yeah.
get into the weird shit though.
Well, yeah, like that's the thing is like that documentary.
They
It
cut it
was
off
great
right
for-
before it started getting.
Yeah, it was good. It was good for people that. It was good for non-wrestling fans to get
Yeah.
caught up with who Vince McMahon is, but wrestling fan, it was nothing.
Dude, the Dark Side of the Ring ones are fucking. I mean,
I
they are
remember
dark.
when Vince got blown up in that limo.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then,
I
and
don't
then
remember that
The
one.
next
yeah,
night,
okay,
Chris
so
Benoit killed his
Monday-
family,
Monday-
allegedly.
Monday Night Raw, he ends Raw by getting in a limo and it explodes. And that Sunday, like that weekend, was the weekend that the Chris Benoit thing happened. So he then had to come out.
We'll
Yeah,
mention him
Oh,
on
I-
this
yeah,
podcast.
he had to come out the next Monday on camera and be like, "All right, listen, I know I blew myself up on camera last week.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
This is all an act. This is all a character, but
Oh
there's
yeah,
been something
yeah, he said to do that
terrible.
a couple times. Where like we crossed the line.
This
so-
does not over the shadow that people can do terrible things.
I had a weird thing. So me and my wife were watching that Dark Side of the Ring, and we had just watched the one with Bruiser Brody, and then like
That's crazy.
that week I had a comedy show, and some random dude comes up to me after the show and told me I look like Bruiser Brody.
Not
I was
really.
like, okay, but I was
You're
like,
not
"That's-"
as round
Yeah.
or have as
Yeah.
like long of a beard.
Yeah, I was like, I hope I don't get stabbed to death in Puerto Rico. I was fucking,
Tony Hinchcliffe will do it.
yeah.
You never know.
Oh shit! Y'all ready to wrap this up?
You know what?
Yeah.
guess so.
I mean, we can still hang out, but let's close the podcast. We're at 3 hours.
Alright.
Shit, hell yeah.
I didn't even mean to push that. Thank you for watching the Cage Against the
Thank
Machine
you.
podcast.
Thanks
see
so
you
much,
next time.
everybody. Fuck yeah.